already glazed. Shakur's footwork is crazy. Did the fight start? Yeah, the fight started. The first round. You can watch the fight on ESPN. You know, it's a fill-out round, right? It was a fill-out round. You can see Shakur is definitely trying to measure out. Artem's trying to put intelligent offensive pressure and kind of get Shakur to bite on feints. So, not a lot of action. If you want to give the round to whoever, whatever you like, I mean, it's whatever. I think Shakur did have a good step-around body shot that LBJ also noticed. So, 10 punches thrown. Oh, y'all CompuBox tonight, huh? Artem won first round. Always stacking, sis. You can watch on ESPN. 10-10. Card Girl got the yams. Artem got hit with more effective blows. He was coming forward, though. Yeah, so it really just depends on what you like. I might be biased. I might say maybe Shakur. But it's one of those 10-10 rounds. Like, who cares, right? Like, I'm not really pressed on who really won that first round. Shakur does a straight left attempt. Kind of hard from the TV angle to see if it landed flush. Artem's definitely trying to do level changes. And you can see earlier, like I said, he's trying to throw a sneaky left hook over Shakur's jab. And he's trying to mask it again. He did it with a combination with a straight right? He's trying to take advantage of that southpaw stance with Shakur, where he's trying to use his lead hand as a dominant to try to get Shakur to walk in. You know, Shakur's definitely measuring him up, trying to get his timing down, and he's definitely trying to stay in the pocket. You can tell there's a lot more emphasis of trying to be in front of Artem in this fight, and he definitely wants to make a statement. You can tell that's been on his mind, because as defensive as Shakur is, you know, you're going to see glimpses of that, but at some point I think he's going to take a chance. I see why his fights be on ESPN. Imagine paying for this and all he does is run all night. Well, like I said earlier in the stream, you know, I'm going to be fair, and I think consistency is going to play a factor, you know. Now, my expectation of Shakur was never a knockout artist, but definitely a guy that outperforms and shows that he's levels above his opposition. Similar when he fought Oscar Valdez, he purely shut out and dominated Oscar Valdez, and that was a very dominant performance. So that's pretty much what we're just looking for. You know, I know a lot of people's looking for knockouts. You know, and I know Shakur doesn't prioritize knockouts. So you're going to see a lot of patience, downloading, spacing, step back range. So as of right now, Artem's still in the mode of trying to get Shakur to bite on his feints. A lot of upper body movement. He's starting to try to turn Shakur. He's trying to keep his lead foot outside of Shakur's. There's a lot of foot placement with that lead foot. They're both almost at some point feeling like at some point I think someone's going to trip because they're pretty much crossing over back and forth. Not a lot of action, a lot of posturing, a lot of feints. And that's the end of the second round. And I'll be honest, really not a lot of action. Haven't really seen too much. Kingdom says, you know it's going the distance anyways. Artem might be up. Nah. 10-10-0. No, Artem round one given by Shakur to measure, buddy. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Really, once again, I don't really see anything that's going on in these two rounds. So, we're on the pace for 250 punches thrown in 12 rounds. Shakur should have kept Crawford's corner over his granddad. Was Kasakawa a warning to Shakur? Why is nothing happening? Shakur is annoying. Howard Tuning won that first round. Shakur knew the assignment, bruh. Artem can't find Shakur, and Shakur can't get his timing down. That's a good assessment. Not really a lot going on. You know, Shakur hasn't landed anything pinpoint significant. Artem definitely is struggling to get something flush on Shakur. I had Artem winning the second round. I have Artem winning so far. Shakur is a professional shadow boxer. Shakur is downloading. I'm telling you, Artem's throwing tons of feints. Absolutely, he's throwing a lot of feints. And remember, it's a 12-round fight. You know, so it's so easy to get lost in the first 3 rounds. I'm always more hypercritical when it's the 6 and on. The fight's even to me. Artem's 2-0. Shakur's losing. Artem's missing badly. Shakur better not sell. 2 minutes left on the scorecards. Artem's definitely making attempts now to throw some shots. I don't know if this is Shakur's way of trying to bait him in and get him a little bit over eager to kind of get him to commit. But as in right now, Shakur's trying to slowly, methodically try to read him. You threw a jab to the body. You know, he's picking his shots. Not a lot of action. A lot of feinting, a lot of posturing. Artem attempts to go to the body. His attempts to go to the body again. Artem throws the 3-punch combination and gets blocked. As of right now, Shakur is just still in his defensive stance in the inside. Flicking out the jab. A minute and 12 on my scorecard. On my time. Shakur is starting to get a little bit timing down with that left. Still not a lot of action. Not a lot of going on. It seems like these guys are a little bit out of each other's range. Either range or timing, like LBJ said. Really good assessment. Artem's giving a lot of different feints. Ooh, good 1-2 from Shakur. Probably the best combination in the fight. Shakur still staying patient. Artem's back on the offensive, jerky, side-by-side movement. These guys are stepping over each other's lead foot, trying to get in position. 10 seconds left. Artem attempts 3-punch combination, misses. Shakur sneaks a little body shot. Artem signals low. And a third fight. All right. I got Shakur under 140. RF Boxing said. Artem looks like a welterweight. Shakur needs to bring the action. Shakur's not a knockout artist for him to be wasting rounds. 38 punches in 2 rounds on a pace of 240 to fight. Shakur's going to whack Buddy, watch. Why is the bigger man Shakur fighting scared? He's the bigger man. What a shame. Who threw 38 punches? Do your thing, Artem. Give him that work. Whap, whap. Shakur got his timing down. First clear round. We got Shakur a round in the books. Took him 9 minutes to land a 1-2. Such a pugilist. Oh, man. Reading these chats is hilarious. Shakur took round 3. Shakur won that round. Okay. 2-1 Artem. So I think everyone agrees that if there is an extremely decisive, like if there's a pure decisive round based off punching landing, that was Shakur Stevenson. So.
In it between rounds, even on the stools. Got up right away, ready to get to work.
All right, 4th round. Let's see Shakur. Shakur needs to lock in, not going to lie. We're entering the 4th round. Artem's still trying to put a whole bunch of angles. It's a little bit of reminiscent of Oshaki Foster and Robson Kostokow a little bit, where one guy's attempting, the other one's playing more defensive, being more defensively sound. Shakur's starting to put a little offensive pressure, putting Artem on his back foot. Shakur lands a nice jab on Artem. Shakur double to the body, tries to capitalize on the counter. Artem tries to turn Shakur. Shakur throws a left, tries to throw a left to the head. Right now, Shakur has his lead foot outside of Artem, which is good when it comes to punch placement. A minute and 45 seconds. Artem's still trying to put intelligent feints. Nothing really has materialized from those feints. Shakur is starting to land that jab a little bit more effective. Artem's attempting to go to the body. Shakur lands a sneaky left at the top after blocking. Dodges 2 punches from Artem. Shakur is starting to catch his rhythm a little bit. He's putting a little offensive pressure now. Artem's on his back foot. Shakur is starting to kind of walk him down. Shakur is starting to comfortably miss Artem's punches while attempting to be a little bit more aggressive. Artem still on his toes, bouncing around, going side to side. Artem attempts to throw a right to a sneaky up. Shakur blocked and dodged. Shakur lands a good jab to the body. Ref warns, keep him up. Artem attempts to throw a left over the top. It's a little bit, it's starting to pick up a little bit now. Ooh, did Artem land a sneaky right on Shakur right there? I think he did. All right, Shakur is starting to apply offensive pressure. And Shakur's defense is looking pretty sharp right now. Lands a left cross. He's starting to pick it up, guys. Shakur is starting to get in the groove. Swing and a miss from Shakur to the body. All right, I think that's a fair Shakur round. Shakur needs a lock in. Tank and 9, another round from Artem. Do y'all really want Shakur versus Tank? Y'all going to get that boy hurt. I mean, you got to give Tank opponents, man. Hyper Ninja Glaze. What's the card right now? I think a lot of people have it 2-2 reading the chat. I mean, the last two was clearly Shakur. The first round, you could have probably gave it a swing. I think some people felt Artem won the second round. I might have it 2-2 or 3-1, you know. But Shakur right now, the momentum's in this direction. Clearly the last two. Nathan says round 4 was close. I scored it as Shakur. Shakur's defense is art, Tuana says. At least he's not screaming yap yap every time he punches. Shakur fights like he's about to get jumped. Shakur, short, say Twitterson. Shakur chasing him now. Wait, does it actually say Twitterson? I hope you're not trolling. The sad part is everybody wants him to fight Tank. Tank will fuck around and go to jail for kicking his ass. Nah, I don't say Twitterson. Hey, sweet science, LMAO. First 2 rounds was even. Shakur locking in. Yeah, just give him the round for landing 2 punches. Shakur gonna walk Buddy down slowly. All right, Mark Kriegel has a 3-1 Shakur. All right, Artem's starting to try to put a little bit more offense on Shakur. In the 5th round, most cards read 2-2. Shakur lands a little sneaky left hook. As of right now, Shakur is slipping all Artem's punching. Shakur is starting to put a little more, attempt to be a little bit more offensive. Still very poised, very patient, not a lot of action. Artem seems to make more attempts while Shakur tries to capitalize with more counters. Minute 16 seconds left. Shakur lands a good jab on Artem. Swinging a miss from Artem, then Shakur tries to respond and misses. I don't know. It feels like Shakur's pinpoint timing isn't as sharp, but maybe he's still warming up. I think he landed a good left, a 1-2, down in the body right after I said that. Shakur definitely landed some good shots right when I said that. He landed a jab on Artem. And the reason why I made that statement before Shakur started, made me eat some crow and landing those punches, is like, when the 5th round, I know Artem's very crafty in his upper body movement, but it makes you wonder, what is the game plan? What is the game plan that Shakur's thinking? Is the game plan to take him to the later rounds because he saw him fade against Frank Martin 11-12? You know, is it to capitalize on him overextending and be patient until it does? I really want to know, what is the game plan? You know, is it just box and be patient? I have Shakur winning as well, Ren. 2 rounds for Shakur, 2-2 for no one. Shakur the GOAT. Somebody tell me that the stats in the fight with Shakur right now. Shakur's winning the fight, in my opinion. It's a very slow pace, poised version of Shakur. I think if you've seen Shakur versus what's a good fight? It just looks like Shakur. It looks like Shakur, you know? I think really Shakur is just being patient, maybe trying to wear him out, and then bring the game, you know, bring his best game the second half. You know? Right now it's just a very slow sparring match, I would say. And Shakur's getting the better of it, you know? You know, clearly his defense is better. The more effective shots every round. I think Shakur has one moment where it's like a good 3-4 punch flurry, maybe a 1-2. But Artem hasn't landed anything successful or flush in this fight. So, yeah, he was trolling. Dude, I'm tired, bro. That Oshaki Foster fight wore me thin, bro. Shakur got his foot in the tire now. He's not moving backwards. 3 rounds for Shakur, 2 even. Wait me up when the clown throws 5 punch combo. Sock'em Bock'em's the taking away the skill. Now the fans can see Sock'em Bock'em's. How the hell did Shock lose? He landed 50 more. I mean, from glancing, I thought Shocky won, but Shakira with a star and 16-ounce gloves and headgear. He's busting the pros. You think dude can fight Tank? I mean, he's going to have to show, you know? At least to the public, right? Styles make fights, but, you know, I think the public thinks, you know, if he doesn't show out tonight, that he doesn't have a chance against the Gervonta Tank Davis. Because Gervonta Tank Davis is a finisher. Shakur is starting to put a little bit more pressure. Shakur is just slowly getting in a position, blocking all of Artem's punches and throwing another. I think that was an attempt to a body. My stream just stopped. Did he get warned for a low blow, guys? I'm going to restart my... Dude, ESPN on the web browser is garbage. I got to put this on my phone, guys, because I'm going to end up missing something. Great. I'm missing around. Alright. Just got back. I missed a little bit. It seems like Shakur's throwing a lot of body shots. He's signaling, signaling low blows. Are these low blows? Do you guys think Shakur is landing low blows? Because I missed a couple seconds of that. Shakur looks a little bit more offensive. He's starting to actually change the speed of his jab. His speed of him throwing is actually increasing now, which is a really good technique for a lot of people who don't know. a lot of times when you think of fighters, right, you think of, all right, I'm going to go body, low, throw some combinations, right? But two really tricky techniques that people do. No low blows? Okay. Two tricky techniques that fighters do is that they master speed and power, all right? So they kind of lure their opponent to think that they throw at a certain speed and throw at a certain punching power. So at that point, if you pretty much throw a certain tempo and then you kind of speed it up, their timing's off. And I feel like Shakur is throwing Artem's timing off now on the defense for Artem. I think he's actually doing a speed change in his attempt to get to him, which it shows like he's landing flush now, right? So speed changes are as equally as important as level changes as power changes too, right? Because if you mask your power, right, I can picture fighters throwing punching at a certain type of power. So at a certain point, here comes a punch that they didn't really see or see coming. And that's kind of what I think Shakur's doing with the speed changes, right? Shakur's winning. I got Shakur winning. 4-1, Kerr, stock, commentating correctly. I mean, I got Shakur winning the fight. Wasn't really much to score in the first two. 4-2 Artem? I don't have Artem. He's starting to wear him down. More combos coming. Artem's clearly won that round. Stop listening to Bradley. I have the commentary off, so as of right now, I just see Shakur landing better shots, being more effective, picking up the pace a little bit, changing his speed, getting his timing down, and Artem still hasn't been able to land anything flush on him. And Shakur is just starting to pick him. Shakur's putting offensive pressure now on Artem. Got Artem on his back foot. Shakur lands, I think, a left. No, Shakur walking him down now. Can't sleep. Stevenson 8. If Shakur wins this fight, I'm going to be shocked. Shakur's inside game is on point. I mean, he's starting to pick it up. And maybe part of the game plan was to get Artem a little bit tired, you know? Wear him down a little bit. Ooh, solid left landed. Shakur landed a solid left on Artem. Now, this is why I said I was going to be critical of Shakur over 6. Doesn't get in the zone, and he's starting to look like he's in the zone. Shakur Stevenson is putting a lot of punches together slowly, taking a lot more risks, being in the pocket, willing to commit to counters to the body, throwing some jabs, push Artem back. Artem's been on his back foot this whole entire round, guys. And the thing that Shakur does, that, yo, Rich Porter, my guy, I'll let you be in this chat, but can you please stop spamming? I don't want to be that guy that... I just started the Diaz live, by the way. All right. And also, for the people that's in here for the Masvidal Nate Diaz, I'm currently watching the Shakur Stevenson one. So I'm going to be switching back and forth between the two. So, Fix Electronics, Ron G. Peace, fam. All right, sorry. There's a whole nother chat I got to get into. Nate Diaz going to sleep in 2. Jay Martin. Holland to the Diaz fight. I think we got, 2 more fights? Pettis and Avila throwing MMA punches. Why everyone D-Ryan Diaz? I think Masvidal is going to win that fight. Masvidal up there with Diaz in age. Masvidal don't take damage like Diaz. I don't know. It just depends. Because Nate Diaz definitely has like stamina. And if you watch the MMA fight with Nate Diaz and Masvidal started to gas right before they called the fight of the cut. So if Nate Diaz does win, it's purely because of his stamina. But yeah, Rich Porter, just chill out on the spamming, man. I don't want to time you out, brother. Broke Porter. Glad Shakur's exchanging him on the fight. Shakur reminds me of AB. It's not commentary, seriously. I don't know what you're looking at. What do you want? Mine, yours. What do you... Give me your take on this. Because pretty much what I'm seeing is that... Like, you guys actually have Artem? Like, I can't tell you guys are, like, actually being genuine or I'm being delusional. I don't see Artem ahead. As in right now, we're in the 8th round. All he does is throw one punch and say, oh, like he did something. I mean, it's not a fight that's convincing me that he's going to be able to dominate Gervonta Tank Davis off this. It's not. But to say he's losing the fight, I don't see that, you know. He's definitely fighting better than De Los Santos. Don't be surprised if Shakur stops him. Best regards from Germany. What up, Ultimate Sports Club? Juan, what up? Shakur's been disrespecting his grad dad in the corner. What has he been saying? Because I had the commentating, the audio done. I didn't give Artem a round. I can maybe give Artem a round or two. He's throwing like 20. That guy is a hater, bro. He's been trolling on YouTube like all day. It is what it is. It's an internet round. We're all delusional. As of right now, Shakur is putting a lot of pressure. Not really dominating the fight, as in like the Robson Casacal when he put pressure on. But clearly Artem has a lot better feet. And in this moment, Artem is on his back foot. And he's preventing Shakur trying to put him against the ropes in the corner. So maybe stylistically, this is another ugly fight for Shakur. Because he has a guy that if Shakur does want to be offensive and want to put a lot of punishment on, it seems like he's able to get off the ropes and circle away from Shakur. And Artem landed a good shot on Shakur right there in an exchange of Shakur walking forward. I don't know. Like, Shakur is showing... It doesn't seem like he's super sharp tonight. Like... In my honest opinion, I think Shakur is winning the fight clearly. He's doing a lot of work to the body. Artem is definitely moving a lot. But even with some of those movement that Artem does, I feel like Shakur should be able to cut the ring off a little bit. What do you think? Because as of right now, Artem is able to escape. In my opinion, the two best fighters was the undercards. The two fights. Shakur's going to get figured out in less than 5 rounds for Tank. A lot of y'all are going to suck Shakur up and glaze if we're being realistic. I got 9th round KO by Tank if you don't run away. Shakur is engaging more, and this is how his style should look, but against Tank, I don't see it working. Maybe that's... And you know what, guys? Maybe in my mind, I'm trying to play out the Tank fight. Like, I'm playing out the Tank fight really when I should be focusing on the Artem fight. You know, because styles make fights, game plans are different. I mean, I definitely have Shakur up. I have Shakur clearly winning the fight. But now I'm being hypercritical, just like how I was with the Keyshawn fight and Tio. I'm trying to look for the flaws. As a fight fan. We're in the 9th round, by the way. Someone has 5'3" Artem, 6'2" Shakur. I definitely have more of the 6'2" Shakur. It's because Artem's not ahead. What up, Juan? As in right now, Artem's putting a little bit more pressure in the inside, throwing 3, 4, 5 combinations, hoping one land to Shakur. I think he might have got one in. Shakur targeting the body again. High guard, trying to walk Artem down. You know, as much people give Shakur Stevenson shit for not being the knockout artist, in the inside, he's really slippery and really slick. Like, it is hard as hell to hit this dude on the inside, just plain and simple. And he's like right in your face. And he's targeting the body heavily. He's investing into that body. And he's going back to the body again. And Shakur is starting to pick it up. Artem is definitely in a phone booth fight now with Shakur Stevenson, which really you actually don't want to be in. You actually don't want to, because Shakur right now is picking him apart, landing tons of shots, breaking him down, targeting that body, sneaky uppercuts and hooks, getting right out of the way. This is clearly the best Shakur Stevenson round. And he's putting a beating to that body. Artem has to circle away outside from the inside game because he already knows he does not want to be there after taking all those body shots. He's starting to take more body shots. Shakur's starting to pick it up now. I'm liking what I see from Shakur right now. Shakur putting a lot of mental pressure, exhausting Artem, making him use his legs to move. Shakur is starting to tag a lot of bodies. Shakur got caught with a left hook. Artem's starting to try to fight in the phone booth again. Shakur is blocking a good chunk of them. Artem snuck a couple good body shots in an exchange in there. Artem's trying to wear Shakur down in the mid-range, but it ain't working. I think Shakur is being warned for a low blow. Shakur need to keep them body shots a little higher. You know what's crazy, Trey 2 Trim? Shakur has actually sparred Cormel a couple of times. I think he was trying to get Cormel for last camp? I can't remember. Alright, that's clearly... So as in right now, look. Anyone who says Artem's ahead, I'm not believing it. Chris P, the Diaz fight has not happened yet. Right now we're watching the Shakur Stevenson Artem fight. And then we're going to go into the Nate Diaz Masvidal. The Shane Mosley Jr. fight and Danny Jacobs is about to happen. Shane Mosley Jr. has entered the ring. What channel is the Diaz fight on? That's going to be on DAZN and Famio. Only person I got beating Shakur is Tank. CJ says, bro, whatever Hussein Artem had, don't know. I mean, I totally see Shakur dominating the remainder of the half. Now the question is, how does he dominate? Does he get a stoppage? Does he get Artem to drop a knee? Shakur, what round are we in? Oh, I think I already said it. He put another sleeper pat here. Hem up, respectfully. Pretty boy money made this fight over. Ain't no low blows. He just don't like getting hit to the body. Probably one time a little low. He's definitely more sharp than Edwin. He's definitely not running this time. Bro's been cutting off the ring the whole fight. Shakur was a better fighter at 130. Shakur's not losing to his granddad. Is not losing to his granddad at all. Anyone who thinks Shakur runs is a casual. Yeah, Shakur's not running at any point in this. Shakur's pretty much dominating this fight. You know, there's been a couple anticlimactic rounds, like cool if you want to give it to whatever. But Shakur has made it apparent to target Artem's body. We're in the 10th round, and Shakur has clearly looks way better than the De Los Santos fight. It's not the I'm going to beat the shit out of you first 4 rounds performance, but that's not Shakur Stevenson's style. He's a methodical, intelligent, wear you down, break you down, frustrate you, tire you, and just pretty much just outbox you. And that's pretty much what's happening. You know, Artem's showing good conditioning. He's still moving. He's still trying to slow down dramatically. He's still trying to do the turn angles, but Shakur's right in front of him. And bam, back to the body. Back to the body. Let's see. Shakur's beating the runner allegations for sure. Oh, for sure. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, you got to give Shakur another opportunity to show, like, that was not himself. Now, if you weren't a Shakur Stevenson fan before the De Los Santos fight, I don't think you were going to be a fan of him during the De Los Santos fight. And I don't think this fight's going to make you a Shakur Stevenson fan. But I think if you were a Shakur Stevenson believer and a fan, this fight just makes you believe that what he was doing before De Los Santos, he's still doing it. He's still Shakur Stevenson. He's still the guy who makes you miss, picks his shots, doesn't get tired, targets the body, frustrates you, and sits right in front of you. He's waiting on Tank. They said he threw 67 punches. I don't do CompuBox. But Shakur has been extremely active these last couple of rounds. He does a stab jab to the body, eats one over the top. The Mosley fight is about to start. Danny Jacobs just entered the ring. So, when the 10th round Shakur and the Mosley fight's almost about to start on the Nate Diaz Masvidal card. Shakur lands a good wing and right, goes to the body, and then Artem lands a good left on Shakur. Not impressed, but this. Boring. Shakur's a waste of hand speed. He does not let his hands go. Shakur's winning against someone he should beat. Better than the last fifth, though. Give credit, he's doing well. Nice tune-up. I mean, Kerr definitely looks way better than Frank. So, I guess this destroys the Frank Martin narrative, right? That granted, if you fought Frank Martin, styles make fights. I don't want to say that. But because Frank had a tougher time with Artem, Shakur is definitely not having a tough time with Artem at all. It's pretty clear, pretty straightforward. Shakur is dominating him up close, range, and if there's a couple rounds you want to give to Artem, that's cool. But the overall fight is clearly Shakur Stevenson. I don't know how the judges have it. We have seen a strange night. Oshaki Foster did get the win. Robson Kasakow did get the win over Oshaki Foster, which many people scream robbery. So, the Mosley and Jacobs fight is on DAZN, which I'm gearing up for that pretty soon. All right, I don't believe Shakur's been working out like that since he got that girlfriend and daughter. He would give Tank many problems. I think people do underrate Tank's IQ, honestly. I'm always torn between Shakur and Tank because of the styles, but we all know that Tank has the punching power. So, I think they're both highly intelligent people in the ring, so. Artem's putting a little bit more attempts in defense. Martin was trash, period. Damn. If there's any criticism, it's Shakur's combination lack of power. I mean, he did move up 3 divisions. Same with Tank. But I think Tank was definitely for sure God-gifted with power. And as in right now, Mosley and Danny Jacobs fight just started. So I'll be giving a little side commentary on that. I think the Shakur fight's pretty much in the books unless something dramatic happens. Catch and shoot, for sure. Power Phil says, I'm disappointed. Shakur has 0 highlights on night. Kerr's arguing with his G-Pops. What is he saying specifically? Because I don't have the audio on. So, if anyone can tell me what he's like, what is he arguing with his dad about? Like strategy, 7-3 Artem. Fuller Senior is needed by Shakur. 7-3 Shakur for being generous. So far, another snooze fest, super boring. The Shane Mosley and Danny Jacobs fights just started on the Masvidal and Nate Diaz undercard. That might actually be a good fight, seeing how Shane's actually touching up Danny Jacobs. Tank's going to smash him 100%. Triangle theories doesn't work sometimes, but I believe Shakur washes Martin. Yeah, I think it'll be something similar like tonight, too. Jacobs does look a little out of it. You see it great. I was kind of surprised when he lost to John Ryder. No love for Shakur. Watch party against General Knox. I'm actually in 2 streams, all right? You're in the Nate Diaz Masvidal, but we're watching Shakur. Like, I'm doing both. So, you're just in the other stream. His granddad doesn't like his effort. Kind of like saying, like, you're not doing enough, kind of. Like, you're just kind of cruising. Let me turn it up. They're talking a lot. I mean, he said okay at the end of the set of instructions, so I don't know. But 8-3 Arnhem turning this off. Well, Shane Mosley and Danny Jacobs is on right now if you want to switch over. There's one more round for the Shakur Stevenson fight. Curtis should throw ups. Shakur just don't got power to stop anyone. Why is the zone showing me the Canelo fight? I don't know. Dirk, you might want to change that. Shakur is one bad fight from being Adrian Broner. Damn. Yo, I want to watch the fight. Loma would work Shakur. I mean, look, I'll be honest. Shakur has essentially erased De Los Santos, in my opinion. But I don't know if this helps his case in the public thinking that he beats Gervonta Tank Davis. I think he's going to have a hard time convincing the public. And I don't know what the betting odds will be. But I'm pretty sure that I feel like the betting odds might favor Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, with a fight like this. And it's not the fact that he's not outperforming his opponent. It's not the fact that he's not winning. It's just the fact that he's not destroying his opponent, which I think is what a lot of people are expecting. Now, I guess many people think that if Tank fought Artem, which style makes fights, Artem would have smoked. Tank would have smoked Artem because he smoked the winner of Artem, Frank Martin. So, style-wise, I think this fight does not make a good case for Shakur Stevenson for beating Gervonta Tank Davis, but doesn't tell the story. Watching this fight, Tank will wash Shakur. I wouldn't have said this before the fight. You know what, WJM, that's kind of what I was saying. I think a lot of public tonight is going to... I think a lot of people is going to get off Shakur's train who was already supporting him during the De Los Santos time. And a lot has to do with just what they think Tank's capable of doing. And they feel that Tank will be able to create a lot more problems for Shakur because he does not throw enough. And it might not be needed. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. You know, I honestly can safely say that I don't know. Like, I was very 50-50 about the fight, but I don't know if Shakur Stevenson can beat Gervonta Tank Davis. You know? I mean, he's sharp. He's having a good boxing. But it makes me wonder, with a guy who has punching power, a guy who has athleticism, a guy who has dog, a guy who has a good chin, who might not respect your power, what is going to happen if you face him? And I think, to be honest, I might, and I might change my opinion back and forth, and it's just an opinion, right? It's my honest opinion, based off the fight. I think I would have to favor Gervonta Tank Davis over Shakur Stevenson. If Shakur cannot box that dude for 12 straight rounds, it's going to be a very rough and tough fight for Shakur Stevenson. You know? man. And you know what's so interesting, right? Because LBJ says a really good point. Shakur has the defense to beat Tank. Tank doesn't throw a bunch of punches either. But what happens when Tank has to bite down and go after you, right? And he's hitting you with some bombs. And he's creative. He's athletic. He is talented, you know? If Shakur can make it 12 rounds, then he has a chance. But does he? Does he not? Because he showed solid defense tonight. He showed really good defense tonight. You know, I know it was not an exciting fight. I know it was very anticlimactic. Goes up, tops, his courage just lacks the power, but he's good. Good boxer. The more I see Shakur not run, the more I see him losing. 10-2 Shakur, easy work for Shakur. This is a clinic, 40% to 17 is crazy. Not even a knockdown. Shakur's too cocky. He's very tough, but dog against dog, Tank might chip him. Dominated him. Not sure what fight you were watching, but Shakur was out. Oh, you're talking over. Man, dude. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Being safe, right? I was being safe. I was 50-50, you know. I was very 50-50. Even behind the scenes, I favored Shakur over Tank because of his boxing ability, because of his defense, because of Tank taking his time. And maybe Shakur may not have the most exciting style, but the style to win a 12-round decision against Tank. That's how I felt. But it didn't really give me, this fight didn't really give me the confidence, right? The confidence that he's going to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Shakur makes Tank look average. Okay, so we got some mixed opinions here. He's not ready for Tank. Shakur makes Tank look average. Shakur definitely ain't ready for Tank. One-dimensional fighter, plain and simple. Tank gets into a mode where he likes to exchange. Shakur doesn't have the power that gives me the confidence he'll win. Give Abdullah another year, he'll beat Shakur. When Tank is hunting mode, he can land on anybody. It's crazy because Mayweather beat everyone off of speed and defense, no power. Shakur definitely beats Tank. You know, and I want to...
Mark Lyson has it, 119-109. Guido Cavalieri, 118-110. And Lynn Carter, 116-112. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBC lightweight champion of the
right person won.
Shakur
Right person won.
Stevenson.
Right person dominated. Right person deserved the decision. Right person deserved a unanimous decision. But now we're thinking, does that Shakur Stevenson that we saw didn't get touched? Didn't get touched, really? He didn't get touched. Didn't get touched. Didn't get touched. Does he beat Gervonta Tank Davis? Styles make fights, right? He didn't get touched. He didn't get touched. You know? And, you know, if Tank can't touch him, but based off Frank Martin and Tank, because Frank Martin beat Artem, and how Shakur looked against Artem, I think I might, for right now.
Running shoes.
You bought your running shoes?
That's what he told me earlier.
Listen, you said coming into
I think I might
this fight,
edge Tank
I'm
right
that
now,
guy.
man.
That's all I want to prove. Is that the message you
I
said?
think I edge Tank right
It's
now.
kind of hard to prove it if you don't got a fighter trying to fight back. He's just trying to make sure he survives. But he's a good fighter. He's tough, strong, and I would have wanted him to try a little harder so that way it could be a more fun fight.
He's trying all he can to survive.
I know. I did everything I could to get him out of there too.
Were you frustrated that you couldn't get him out of there?
Yes, I was. But I got to cut off the ring a little bit more. I send him one way, then he'll go the other way. So I'm gonna go back in the gym work.
Thank you, Shakur, because I said it. He looked a little off. He didn't cut off the ring.
Toward the end,
He wasn't cutting off the ring appropriately.
What's your reaction to that?
I think the booze was probably because of him. He ain't really try to make the fight.
Your conversations with your grandfather, father, your trainer, what were you guys going back and forth on?
My grandfather was scared y'all was gonna rob me, so he was telling me to try to do a little bit more.
I wasn't going to rob you. I had the other fight.
The judges. We seen that robbery earlier tonight, and we ain't wanted to happen to me.
It was a robbery.
Yeah.
Shocky Foster got robbed.
Yeah, it was a robbery.
Listen, what's ahead for you?
We'll see. Like I said, I want to fight the best fighters in boxing. That's how you're going to get to see the best version of me when you put me in the ring with somebody else that want to fight back and compete. And that's when you're going to get the best out of me.
How you going to get that guy? You get Loma? You get Tank?
If they fight, like I said, at the end of the day, I love boxing. I'm going to keep boxing for the rest of my life. Well, for the rest of the next couple of years. But if they don't fight me, they don't fight me. I'm just going to stay in the gym and stay ready.
Good luck, man. It's been a pleasure covering you. Artem?
The Jacobs and Mosley fight's on right now. It's in the 4th round. It seems like Mosley's a lot more active. I'm gonna get to the comments in the 2 streams. I just want to hear what Artem says.
Stevenson and his team. It was a great fight, and for me, most importantly, is to have fun because boxing is my passion. And thank God that we left the ring healthy and without injuries. And in this point, I want to say thank you to Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC. Thank you to Top Rank for this opportunity. And I love Newark. It was very fun.
Okay, hey, from the looks of your face, don't look like you had too much fun.
Of course it was fun. Yeah. Boxing is not a game, you know. You have to fight. You get hit and you have to hit back. It's normal.
At the end, you said to Shakur, I can see your heart. What do you mean by that?
Boxing is an honest sport. If you get in the ring with your opponent, you can see his mentality, his heart and everything. Of course, that's the right word, his soul. So I saw Shakur Stevenson's heart, and he's a good person.
Listen, you've been around about 300 amateur fights, bronze medalist in the Olympics, good pro. How does Shakur rank with the very best of the guys you've been in with?
He belongs to the top fighters in this weight category, of course, like me also. And I want to come back to the States. I wish I could came here earlier and make more fights. I need more experience, and I want to fight more.
Listen, one thing, should he have been able to knock you out?
No. So, if he would be able, then he would knock me out because he has a lot of experience, but he couldn't.
How did you avoid getting knocked out?
Again?
How did you avoid getting knocked out?
How did he avoid getting knocked out? there was
These are some strange questions, man.
Artem, I hope we see you again.
How did you avoid getting knocked out? That was such a very weird question. All right, so I have the Mosley and Jacobs fight up, right? So I'm going to call that, but I want to get to the comments, right? Because the big debate today is now, does that version of Shakur Stevenson beat the version of Gervonta Tank Davis or Frank Martin, right? And you really have to be honest with yourself because really at the end of the day, you know, these two guys are both 3-division world champions. Technically, if you want to say Tank's a 4, you can. But when you look at it, Shakur Stevenson did not get touched at all, really. He was really defensive responsible, essentially dominated the fight, and there was really no robbery in this sense. The fight was not really highlight-filled, was not exciting, and really Artem just couldn't have his way. Now, Artem, who fought Frank Martin, we saw what happened with Tank and Frank Martin. Frank got him out of there. And in my personal opinion, when a lot of people say Frank was kind of boxing him, having his way and moving, I really felt that Tank was just patiently moving into the kill and just kind of waiting. So, while I call this Jacobs and Mosley fight, I'm going to go read in the comments because we're in the 5th round, and it seems like Shane Mosley is actually just completely dominating Danny Jacobs with the jab and the movement. Does Shakur 5th round. Shane Mosley is cracking Danny Jacobs. Yo, Danny, I covered a lot of your fights, my brother. Andre Rozier, got a lot of respect for you as a trainer. But this ain't it. Danny's getting touched way too much. Way too much. But does Shakur Stevenson beat Gervonta Tank Davis? And between the streams, Tank has skills. Don't let that power fool you, CJ says. Miguel Morales. Tank is very talented for sure. He don't got the dog in him. Shakur won the fight. High IQ, CJ says, and key point is patient, but not too patient. Tank has the equalizer. Shakur is skillful, but not exciting. I got Tank because of his power and better counter punching. Ghost Up says 116, 112 is crazy. I didn't like that scorecard. I think it should have been a little bit more wider. But it doesn't matter. I mean, Shakur won. They said Frank the Ghost Martin was going to be a hard catch, but we all know what happened. Tank with KO. Shakur Cooley says, yeah, the Jacobs Mosley fight is on Edie. We're going to get ready to call the Masvidal and Nate Diaz fight next. Boxing fan Shockey Foster is such a bum. Sheesh. Stayed in the pocket and really didn't get touched. Honestly, I can't see Shakur beating Martin either. I got Shakur beating Martin. Is the Nate Diaz fight still coming up? It's going to be the next fight, Ricky. Jacob is looking pretty bad right now. Shakur better not ever bring up Tank again. Lance says Shakur should have fought Frank, to be honest. Eddie Arena. Shakur just fought a small, tough taxi driver. D. Wright says hopefully this convinces Tank to risking to fight Shakur. Arnold went from going on the attack to running. Shakur clearly hits hard enough to keep fighters honest. I agree with that. You see he was cut up. Another boring fight. I called ESPN to see if I can get a credit. Arnold next field. Giving fighters rounds based on their name is hype. Shakur is skilled, good defense, but not fan-friendly. Shakur should have finished him. Defensively, he can hold his own. My issue is not doing enough punches to keep someone like Tank off him. A lot of casuals in this feed. Shakur the GOAT. Shakur dominated him. Shakur did dominate him. Styles make fights and Tank starts slow. Tank have the Mac and Kerr. Defense is the best, so it's going to be a legacy fight. I do see like Tank and Shakur being a fight where Tank is, loses a couple rounds, but then he's gonna turn it up. And does Shakur keep Tank honest? Is really the question. Tank would easily hurt him. Shakur can't pay referees and judge. She was nice enough to give Artem but one round. You can tell he's not proud. Someone said bring Devin back. Shakur's performance did not earn him a fight against Tank. Ooh, that 116-110 was crazy. Yeah, that was a bad scorecard. Just rewind this clown for doing nothing. Shakur couldn't KO the bum. He ain't ready for Tank. We all know who won, but who is he? He went the distance to him. That score was crazy. All this delusional Shakur fans, Tanks will knock him out. Artem beat Frank. Shakur definitely has a lot of skills, but definitely not ready for Tank. I'm seeing a lot of people in here convinced that Shakur does not beat Tank. I'm gonna keep going through. There's a lot. So I'm going to skim around. I'm not going to be read every single one. I'm trying my best. But I'm going to see if I can find a mix of opinions because as of right now, it seems like nobody thinks Shakur beats Tank after tonight. Or those last two fights, right? And in the 6th round, Shane Mosley, which is the co-main, right? The co-main. Who's winning, who won? Diaz and Masvidal. Sorry, I'm speaking. The fight hasn't started. We're on the co-main for Nate Diaz and Masvidal. So we're waiting. Right now, it's Shane Mosley, who's completely outboxing and landing bombs on Danny Jacobs throughout the 6th round. So we'll wait for that to get through. And then we'll call the Nate Diaz and Masvidal fight, which is funny because I don't really cover MMA, but I did manage to cover some of the UFC, the Nate Diaz Masvidal, the MMA fight. So I do have insight. I do have perspectives. I did go and go through that journey and got a lot of footage of that stuff. So I'll give an honest breakdown in the fights because I have watched their career after too. But as of right now, Danny Jacobs does not really look up to par, man, in this fight. It's I think it's time to kind of let it go a little bit. He's looking a little sluggish. I don't even know if I like his physique in the ring. You know, it's not the Danny Jacobs that was very quick on his feet, light on his feet, sharp, switch hitting, you know. And no disrespect to Shane Mosley Jr., you know what I mean? But I know a lot of people didn't really think highly of him. And if this was, you know, a few years ago, they probably would have thought Danny Jacobs would have sparked him out. So, but props to Shane Mosley Jr. for all the adjustments. He's probably gotten so much better. So he's getting his just dues. I bet Jacobs versus Mosley is going to be more exciting than this fight. It's there. Who is Artem? The guy that fought Frank Martin. Tank, Shakur, Martin, Artem. Didn't get touched. All those left hooks. I mean, casual. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Every boxing match, people get hit, right? I thought he did a really good job not getting touched. Now, did he do enough for me to be like, hell yeah, man, he's going to step on Tank? He's going to have to box perfect from what I'm seeing. Like, his style is that if he's capable of boxing Tank for 12 straight rounds, he wins. But, you know, Danny Jacobs lands a good right hook on Shane Mosley Jr. Just because you don't like Shakur doesn't change the fact that he, you're talking to someone. Too bad Devin got cheated and he was all the smoke. Tank too short, Shakur's the master of controlling distance, makes Tank look like an amateur. And that's what Bradley said, right? So, while I got you guys here, I'm going to pull up what Timothy Bradley said to me before the Artem fight. And hopefully we get some Timothy Bradley. Maybe if we get, let me see. FightHype Ron. Alright, I'm going to my Twitter. I posted a little clip of Bradley so I can reference it. Alright. This is what Bradley having a fight coming up. I know there's a lot of pressure of having to perform. Some people have been very critical of, you know, this last fight. He has the free agency thing coming up. Any kind of wisdom, advice, you know, and something for a young fighter?
Shakur don't need me to give him any wisdom. Shakur that guy, man. And call it whatever you want to call it. He ain't going to be with Top Rank, whatever y'all want to say. You know, you hated this. He don't need me to say what he needs to do. Shakur already knows what he needs to do. You know, he's seeing Tank shine. He's seeing Tank get that attention. But, you know, his ultimate goal is to be the best at 135 pounds. That's his goal. So he going to come in feeling some type of way. He going to come in refocused, dedicated like always, and he going to show y'all. He going to show y'all what he's made of on that night when he returns. Trust me, he will. You know, he has that in him, dog. He's different, cut from a different cloth, bro.
He's the one to beat Tank, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, and call me hate. I don't give a damn. Y'all keep coming at me. Keep bringing that hate. Keep bringing that hate, baby. I love it. Keep bringing it. Yes, he beats Tank. He outboxes him. Very easy. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah, so that was Bradley. And this was I interviewed Shakur a little bit ago.
Anything that
And it was kind of in the contrast of his De Los Santos
I
fight.
do is like is magnified, and I feel as though I feel like I'm just held to an unfair standard. I feel like, but it comes with the territory of being great. So honestly, I hear people like try to compare it, like, okay, well, Tank fought Pitbull Cruz with one hand, but it's two different styles. Like, people don't understand boxing. Like, you gotta understand boxing, right? If you put me in front of a Pitbull Cruz and he's constantly coming forward, standing right in front of you, hot guard, right there in front of you, and I got one hand, of course it's gonna be an entertaining fight. It's still gonna be entertaining, whereas I can punch on you at any time because you're right in front of me. De Los Santos, hesitant, counterpuncher, sitting back and being patient and trying to wait for an opportunity or something to catch me with something, whereas it's harder to perform at a super entertaining level with one hand. Now you got to play chess instead of checkers type shit. You feel me? Like, you playing checkers with somebody that's right there in front. Okay, cool, I can touch you at 80 feet right there, like. But then you got the motherfucker that's out from a distance, you know, playing it safe and not making no wrong decisions. And he got two hands, but he don't even realize that I got one hand. Like, I'm 100% sure he didn't even realize that I had one hand.
Look, I think, and we're in the 7th round with the Shane Mosley-Jacobs fight. And I think, I know I should be calling it, but just off the cusp of Shakur's fight, you know, and a lot of people really just want to be able to give their takes and opinions on Shakur versus Tank, right? Which, by the way, looks like Shane Mosley Jr. is dominating Shane Mosley. And we're going into the 8th. You know, I see in the other stream, Ox still says Mason beat Shakur now. Kerr definitely showed me he's levels above Martin. Dude, he just washed, like he said. His defense did look impeccable. It's really one of those fights where if Tank can touch Shakur, then it's over. If Tank can't touch Shakur, like if Tank is missing and Shakur is just, you know, then Shakur wins the fight. But do I honestly think that Tank not land the bomb on him? I think someone made a good point in here. Nathan, right? What up, Nathan? Artem hit Shakur. Anyone with punching power would have gave Shakur some serious problems tonight. I don't think that's the one I meant to pull up. Okay, Amazing Hyper Ninja, right? Did you see Artem's face? There was enough for Shakur to keep Artem honest. But is Artem Gervonta Tank Davis? Is Gervonta defensively more responsible? Is Gervonta a better counterpuncher? Would Tank get hit more than Artem? These are questions that you kind of have to put together, and I kind of feel like Styles definitely makes a difference here. Artem definitely did not engage in the second half as well as he did or attempted the first fight. So you're saying Shakur would be running the whole fight? I don't think Shakur would be standing in the center of the ring with Tank. And if he does, and he's doing what he did to Artem to Tank, it's a bad dude, bro. That's a bad dude. It's a bad dude. Well, Hassan, the reason why I brought that up is I'm not bringing that as a comparison. It's just the fact that Shakur just fought Artem. So everyone's going to be, oh shit, Danny Jacobs is leaking. Is that from a headbutt? It was a head clash. Danny Jacobs is bleeding. No, because that's what everyone's doing tonight. Like, everyone's going to say Shakur looked like this against Artem. Frank fought Artem. Close fight, beat Artem. Tank stepped on him, knocked him out. So, yes, that's kind of what people were doing. So, in my honest, humble opinion, I think Shakur will be boxing Tank. He will be moving. He will be boxing. He would keep his distance. And if he does step to Tank, and he does fight Tank at his game, and does do that, well, you can't say shit about Shakur Stevenson at all. You know what I mean? I think Shakur will try that against Tank, because he tries that in a lot of his fights. You know, he did stand in front of him all night, 448 Savage. You know, he did. Amazing Hype Ninja, 17% of his punch landed. You know, no one really gets their punches off Shakur. But, trust me, bro, Tank's going to cut off the ring. And Shakur said it when I was critiquing him in the fight, that for some odd reason, Shakur didn't know how to cut off Artem's movement. It's not a terrible take. He just couldn't cut him off. And Shakur said it. He was a little frustrated. Probably forced it. Shakur has a lot in his mind. A lot of people, like, for example, all you guys, I'm in two streams, about 201 and then 300 something other. So I'm talking about 500 of you diehard boxing fans. And it seems like 99% of you guys after he dominated, which he did, scorecard-wise, he dominated Artem. Everyone's like, man, get Shakur out of here, bro. He ain't beating Gervonta Tank Davis, blah, blah, blah. He's human. And that will eat at him. It will eat at him. As much as he tries to focus on trying to be clear-headed and not let the critics get to him, not let the fans get to him. Yo, Shane Mosley styling on Danny Jacobs. He's going to come across this video stream. He's going to come across interviews. He's going to go on Twitter. He's going to hear it from his own. Like, he's going to have a friend that come on like, yo, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, brother. I don't know if he's going to hear that. He's going to hear that. And so, not giving an excuse on the way that he performed today, but I believe he tried to also go for the knockout. And there's certain things that you got to be able to do when you have your 50-50 type of fight. Your big guy. You got to be able to cut off the ring. You got to be able to box. You got to be able to bang. You got to be able to fight inside. You got to be able to fight on the outside. You got to be able to do all those things better than your opponent, really. At least with Tank. Because I think Tank, compared to Spence and Crawford, right, in my opinion, between Crawford and Spence, I always thought Crawford was had a lot more tools than Spence. Like, was way more versatile into his capabilities of getting in and out. He had respectful punching power. He was good inside. He could box. He can bang. He's a switch hitter. He had a lot. Spence is a big, powerful, intelligent, come forward, body breakdown, strong physical jab, cut off ring kind of guy. But he couldn't do nearly as much as Terrence Crawford could. With Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis, you're talking about a fight where there's a guy that clearly can do a lot as well as you. You know, Shakur can do a lot of, he can box, he can move, he can come forward and stuff like that. But Tank can punch harder. Tank is also intelligent. Tank is athletic. Tank is also slippery. Tank is also creative. Tank is also a dog and come forward. Tank can box with one arm like you did with De Los Santos, and he did it with Pitbull. Tank can do a lot of these things too. So this ain't Crawford Spence. This is a lot more technical fight. And so at the end of the day, I think I'm going to edge Tank, but it's going to be an edge right now. I think this fight is definitely like a 55-45. I'm giving Tank maybe a 5%, which I know it sounds crazy because a lot of you guys feel like Shakur has no chance. I think Shakur is extremely intelligent. But there's a lot of X factors that right now that I'm concerned about, that what Tank's able to show, and he's comfortable on the big stage, right? Fight like this is why people don't like to see Shakur. I ain't even really talking about like at the end of the day, if those two get in the ring and fight, people will watch it, right? It doesn't really matter if Shakur and Tank, if you see those two names, everyone will go. But Shakur's still young and can improve. And this is true, Shakur is a little bit younger than Tank. He is a little bit younger than Tank. But I think the biggest thing also to be concerned about, and I'm always huge on this, and Drunk Hispanic says, who's winning the Mosley fight? Mosley's. What did he say? Shakur doesn't throw in bunches enough to keep Tank honest. You definitely giving excuses. I don't think I'm making any excuses if you're talking to me. I think Shakur is a very intelligent, superb boxer with great defense. But the biggest concern when it comes to all this is like, Tank is going to do a whole bunch of different stuff. He's not going to be one-dimensional. I know people look at Tank as a one-dimensional fighter. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. And to do that, to be defensive like that for 12 rounds and take risks not to get countered, because Tank's a counter puncher too. So you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to enter the fire sometimes. You know, it's hot hands. You got to put your hand where it's hot and hopefully you don't get burnt, you know. And Tank's a little bit more, he has a bigger flame for that. So, I don't know. Noah says, I don't see Shakur having any power to bother Tank. And that's what everyone's concerned about. You know, what if the punches, because we've seen, like, look, I'm not saying Tank is also the best defensive fighter. I think Shakur's defense is actually better than Tank's. But what if Tank's like, man, fuck defense, bro. It's a fight. I'm coming forward. Hit me with 7 jabs. Hit me with all this stuff. You know? And Tank's just trying to walk him down. We've seen him kind of a rough and tough fight. Not against anyone as intelligent as Shakur, in my opinion. I think Shakur is the most intelligent fighter that Tank will be in the ring with, unless he gets in with Lomachenko. Then that's a fair argument. But, you know, I think this is a fight where Shakur definitely needs to go home and really polish up a little bit, right? You know, shake the cobwebs out. He had a lot of negativity coming in this fight, so hopefully he was able to shake a lot of that negativity off, because I see a lot of still positive people in here. I still the people who's rocking with Shakur still in here. Whoever thinks Tank is the face of boxing or best right now are casuals that get brainwashed by the boxing media. Swag Bang says. Mason might grab Kerr down the line. Richard Berryman says. Lost my train of thought. My last thing I want to touch on before like we get ready to move to like the Masvidal and Nate Diaz stuff, you know, because it's the 10th round in the Mosley and Danny Jacobs fight, is that Gervonta has slowly entered the realm of being able to wake up, get ready, and walk into the most watched fight, possibly one of the most watched fights of the year, period, between MMA and boxing. That's what Tank's used to. Waking up, going somewhere, and fighting on really big stages. Really big stages, right? So, he's already got those, and he'll be nervous when he fights Shakur, they all do, but he's already got a taste of the really big limelight. Shakur hasn't. Now, Shakur has been there with the Olympics, he says, been across different countries, he's done all those type of things, but it's a little bit different when you're having the fight. And what's so crazy is that when Crawford fought Spence, I felt a little bit that when everyone kept saying Spence has been in bigger fights than Crawford, when they fought, it felt like Crawford was more comfortable. Like he was like, I belong here. Can Shakur capture that same thing? Because Tank looks comfortable there now. You're going to have to walk into the Lions Den. You know what I mean? That big stage, super big media. Tank be skipping his grand arrivals. I've covered boxing. I ain't never, ever had the main event skip their grand arrival. That's where Tank's at, right? So, he was fussing with his grandfather about dude not going down. Really? Ron is the face of boxing? You tripping. Kerr can't be the face of boxing with the dogs out there. What I mean is that Tank is nowhere near being a pound for pound. I think you could slowly look at Tank and say, hey, like Tank, Shakur, like all those guys are going to slowly enter the pound for pound because everyone else is going to be leaving, you know? As of right now, we got Usyk, Crawford, Inoue, Canelo, like Beterbiev, Bivol, Bam Rodriguez. There's a lot of guys. But when some of those guys exit out, there'll be room. And those are the guys that will enter it, the Tank, the Shakur. And then when they fight each other, then that will be like the new top 3, top 4 pound for pound guys. So, Shakur has the titles. Come and get them. Tank doesn't care about Undisputed. I mean, well, he said it recently. I know boxing, you know, but I really think that he don't really care. Like, if it's Shakur, I don't give a fuck. And some people call it a duck. That's fair. You know what I mean? But Tank really doesn't care about it. He would like to, but at least Shakur doesn't hold, clinch, bear hug, and grapple like Haney. Haney's garbage truck juice. You know, I got to give Haney his props, though, because he fought Lomachenko. He beat the man that beat the man, which was Kambosos. Say whatever you want. I know Kambosos definitely looks like the guy who probably had that one good night, but he still beat the man after he beat the man, which was Tio. 2-division world champion. I'm not gonna hate, you know. When it comes to the Ryan Garcia stuff, I always say this, and I'm being fair. Ryan Garcia should be suspended. He did have ostarine in his body. It has to happen. Ryan did come over 3 pounds over, but Devin agreed to it, took the money, so there's no excuse there. And then lastly, really when it comes down to it, I felt that Devin was good enough as a fighter, at least when it comes to Ryan Garcia's skill set, that even if Ryan was an Austrian, just my opinion, I think Devin would have and could have beaten him. I just think Devin fought with a lot of emotion, and I think he fought in a way where if he just was Devin Haney and didn't try to be very aggressive and go for an offensive approach, he would have won that fight. And I really believe that in my bottom of my heart, that he would have won, and then the Austrian would have came out in the news and would have made him look better because he tried to get back. I think the game plan wasn't the best. So, but I'm not going to knock Devin. Devin and Loma was a close fight, Nathan. You know? It was a close fight. You know? Haney's undefeated, y'all. He technically is undefeated, Kingdom Conscious. Sean Garcia went out bad, Peya says. Yeah. That was pretty rough, man. Armando was dancing on him, bro. He was.
Decision. Here are the score totals.
It's
Judges
Jacobs
at
mostly.
ringside, Tiffany Clinton and Dr. Lou Moret both score the bout 99-91. Pat Russell scores the action 100-90. All three in favor of the unanimous decision winner, Shane Mosley Jr.
Yes, it was a faded version of a former two-time champion at 160 pounds, and yet Shane Mosley Jr. did it, recording the biggest win of his career. He's won 5 in a row.
Damn. Shane Mosley did it. He beat Danny Jacobs. I wouldn't say that was the best version of Danny, but you know how it goes. Give him his credit. That's
good does this feel?
It feels great. I mean, I know, the main event is about violence, but I'm about winning. And I thought I put a great account for myself. And I think I made all the people that love me proud.
Danny's one of the best fighters of his era. Did you feel his power in there tonight?
Oh, 100%. He hits like a Brinks truck. But you can't let that phase you. You got to keep going. Like I said, stick to the game plan and get it done.
You talked about giving up a title shot, moving up in weight for this. What does this do for the future of your career?
Hey, I want Erislandy Lara. Lara, if you're listening, I want you. Erislandy Lara. Let's go, baby.
Shane, congratulations on a big victory.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Angry Casual Fan says, I'm never watching Shakur again. Ant says Loma won that fight. Now what Haney got to do with this fight? Someone brought it up. Yes. Garcia beat Devin, weight drain, bugging. Devin has no chin. Yeah, and really at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I'm just giving my opinion take. What I'm actually saying is that I'm not giving Devin an out, if that makes sense. Is what I'm saying. Garcia beats Devin, weight drain, you bug. Ghost up top. I feel that the game plan just, there wasn't a good game plan. So, but enough of Ryan, man. Ryan has been like on my nerves recently about all that stuff. So I really don't want to be out here giving Ryan too much praise at a time where he should be just. Anyways, enough. Back to the night that entails. Yeah, I didn't see Artem trying to survive either. Shakur was just trying to talk through the TV. Yeah, I didn't really. Mark Krieger was like, how did you prevent yourself from getting knocked out? I don't know. That was just did you guys ever feel that Artem was at least in a trouble where it justified the idea of asking him, how did you prevent from being knocked out? I thought it was a wild question when I don't think it was warranted. I know Shakur was trying to. And Shakur was tagging that body apart. And Shakur clearly won the fight. Clearly won the fight. You know? I'm just trying to picture, does this version of Shakur today beat Gervonta and Frank Martin? So, Haney and Shakur in the same building, both try and go for points. Has no power. But mind yours. Ain't no respectful power. Bud has 12 straight knockouts. Bud, a knockout artist. Absolutely, Bud's a knockout artist. Kerr makes him miss all night. Taint's not going to hit Kerr clean don't know boxing. They just want to see knockouts. Like he said, put somebody in there that's gonna fight. He can all do those things better except punch. You know, mind yours. I think I'm gonna take your perspective. I want to see Shakur, and I'm gonna lobby for this hard, right? And I need you guys to lobby hard with me on this, right? Yeah, we still gotta wait for Masvidal and Nate Diaz. That's the next one. I'm gonna lobby hard for this fight. And I need you guys to demand this fight. Bountiful said it. I need this fight. I need a guy who's going to come to Shakur. Right? This is what he says. That comes to him and wants to fight him. Like on him and want to fight him. Give me Zepeda. Give me Zepeda. Give me a Zepeda. Give me a Pitbull. I need someone like that. And since Zepeda is very it's volunteering, apparently I'm hearing that he wants to fight Shakur. All right, peace out, D White. We're doing a Nate Diaz Masvidal, so if you want to stick around, but I know it's probably late over there. But I need you guys. I need the Zepeda and Shakur fight because I'm calling Oscar now. But okay, LBJ, call him. Call him. Call Shakur. Call Oscar. Call Oscar. Because I need that fight. I need that fight. I need that fight. Why doesn't Shakur fight De Los Santos again? Give me that fight too again. But I need someone who, if he says he needs someone that comes to him and is going to fight him, then give me that fight. So that you can show. Because Artem did go from coming forward to going back. And Shakur didn't cut off the ring. Give me Zepeda. LBJ. You calling Oscar yet? You calling Oscar yet? Because it's that time now. It's that time now. I need Shakur to fight a guy who ain't gonna dance around a move that he says. Blitz his ass. Blitz his ass. And really show you can keep a guy off you. All right? To me, today showed that you're still Shakur Stevenson. To me, but now I want to see, because Tank's gonna listen. I say this on the bottom of my heart. All right, I'm gonna say this on the bottom of my heart. If Shakur can't get Tank off of him, Tank beats him. But if Shakur controls him and toys with him, but give me someone like Zepeda, because Tank is going to at some point go at Shakur. So you need to start fighting some guys that are going to come at you. Fighting Artem's not going to get you ready for Tank. It's not. Artem's going to probably get you ready for Lomachenko, maybe a little bit. You know, all the moving a little bit, yeah. But I think Tank beats Lomachenko. You need to start fighting guys where it's going to get you ready when Tank is coming at you. What's up? What's up? What's up? You need to start fighting those guys. And I know Oscar's been full of shit. And I say this because Oscar did say, I'm not setting up Zepeda with Shakur. And then he kind of goes back and forth on it. So I'm going to call it a butt. Oscar has been inconsistent with that. But Oscar, make the fight. Make this fight. Please. Because I really want to see how Shakur handles a guy that comes at him. Like just, because that's what Tank's going to do. Tank's going to intelligently come after him, but he's still going to come after him. You know what I'm saying? So, Let's see. Nobody else said what I said. I want your opinion. Look at my other comments. What do you say, Ghost up top? Garcia beats Devin, weight drain. He fought them because they thought he would lose. They know Kerr beating him. That's why he can't get the fights. I mean, Shakur definitely doesn't get the fights because a lot of people use the idea that he's not marketable. And maybe there's bigger opportunities. And really, honestly, Tosha, using Lomachenko, for example, Lomachenko took the better approach. He went for the undisputed for Devin Haney, right? He got a winnable fight against Kambosos, and now he's a world champion again. And now he's looking at a multi-million-dollar deal against Gervonta Tank Davis. I got a lot of love, to making big fights. I would love to see Shakur and Loma versus Tank. But the onus comes on his promoters versus Lomachenko, because Lomachenko is going to the biggest fight that he can make, and that's Gervonta Tank Davis. And really, cementing beating Gervonta is probably more meaningful to the boxing fans and boxing public than beating Shakur on a global scale. You get what I'm saying? So the promoters is what failed Shakur, not cementing and getting the Lomachenko fight. And that sucks. And that's not his fault. That's not his fault. It's really not. So, and the Castillo Reyes dude that says, dude, be quiet. You don't need nobody acting like you're someone. If that's referring to me, well, you know what? If you don't want these fights to be made, then just be content with the fights that are currently made, right? As boxing fans, we always ask for the best fights and the fights that are likely be able to be made. Is Shakur going to fight Gervonta next? No, it's not going to happen. So to be completely honest and fair with you guys, the most honest and realistic fight should be Zepeda. It's a meaningful fight that gets Shakur ready for a guy who's going to go after him. Because if Tank's going to try to outbox Shakur, it probably won't happen. I think Shakur is a better boxer. But Tank can make the fight go in his favor if he goes at him. Can someone name a good fighter Shakur beat, though? I mean, in contrast to whose resume, right? I mean, he's a 3 division. I think there was, 2 vacants. So it's probably Oscar Valdez is probably best. He's probably best one. Shakur needs a heavy bag to look good offensively. Something doesn't punch back. Well, I think that's why a Zepeda would be interesting. Now, I didn't see Zepeda tonight, so I don't know if Zepeda looked like shit. I didn't get a chance to watch the fight. Ghost up top. Oh, Ben won. What channel is it on? It's on DAZN. DAZN and Famio. I'm talking about Kerr's Chin's talk. I really don't know. I mean, we haven't seen Shakur's chin get tested, really. And I do think Shakur beats Zepeda. I do think Shakur styles out in Zepeda. I think Shakur does look phenomenal against Zepeda. But that's more of a fight that gets you ready because, Tank has a lot of tools too. So, I don't know, man. The fight needs to get made. We're probably going to get Gervonta versus Lomachenko. I think Shakur erased, in my opinion, the De Los Santos fight. But now in this fight, he's being compared to Tank knocking out Frank Martin, which can be unfair. And I'm giving my take. I'm giving him percentage to Tank a little bit more. Just the fact that he was able to blitz Frank Martin out. They had sparring experience, so it might be a little unfair. But regardless, I think it will be a 45-55 fight. And right now, just the flavor of the night, I just might just feel a Tank. You know what I mean? And I don't take Shakur out of the equation of winning a fight. I need Shakur to fight fights that can get the public to believe in him, because the public don't believe in him in this fight. And that might not be his fault, because his promoter wasn't able to get him fights that would help him with this. Or maybe people didn't want to fight him. So at the end of the day, it's just we got to see where Shakur goes as a free agent. Mark Robshaw, what happened? We're waiting. They're getting ready to do their ring walk for Nate Diaz and Masvidal. Nathan says Valdez de los Santos Artem beat Frank Martin. Yeah, it was a close fight. You can put them on the same par, you know, right here, right? Because they were very close. And then Shakur outclassed Artem by being a defensive boxer and picking his shots, and then intelligently hitting him in the body, fighting smoothly in the inside. And then Tank just completely annihilated Frank Martin, like, what a brutal knockout.
His way to the ring from Miami, Florida, the popular and renowned MMA legend, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Someone mentioned about O'Shaquie Foster. I watched it in spots. I thought O'Shaquie looked like he was going to win the fight, but not Foster, man. I was hurt. You called it, King Sakuna. Yeah. I mean, if anything was going to happen, it's going to be that fight. And, yeah, everyone says it was a robbery. There was a couple people here that said it wasn't a robbery. But, I don't know. That fight, I'm not going back and watching, you know. So, it's just, I think there was a lot of opportunities that Foster should have took. And he just played it way too safe. I can agree with that, so. Kingdom Conscious, good point. What if Shakur has an immaculate chin? Would be a game changer for sure. Bro, what if Shakur's chin is granite? What if his chin is like titanium? Would that change your perspective? Or no? Eric Bell says, and please, guys, give me your takes. I'll read your guys' takes. We don't have to agree on everything. I don't have to convince you guys while waiting for Masvidal to come in the ring. You know, I could read your takes out loud. I can get some perspectives from you guys. You know what I mean? You know, it's just a whole bunch of people just talking boxing, right? Eric Bell says, here's my take. I didn't watch the whole Foster connection fight through. I wanted Kasakow to win, but in this fashion, it would be fair to give Foster a rematch. He really that guy at 130. I agree. I agree. You know, unless he gets a bigger fight like fighting Lamont Roach for a unification for a lot of money, but that was such a rough fight. Like, you have to definitely throw that from an undercard, man. Foster needs to, like, make sure. Foster fight was boring as well, but being champ, he should have got the W. I've never been a fan of you have to take it from the champ. If you win, is my personal opinion. But I understand the ruling. Rocket Empire Gaming, man, that was crazy. He beat him. He did play it safe. Very safe. At a point where I turned my head, I thought, hey, Foster must be really up if he's just kind of cruising. I thought he was just cruising at that point. But, you know, Kasakow was his fourth title attempt. So it's good to see him win. You know, it's still a heart. You know, he's had a long road to become a world champion. But that was a fight that Foster could have made a lot easier. So only Foster can tell us what went wrong, you know? You know, you could say that he was robbed, because a lot of people thought so, but I think he knows that there was things he could have probably did to make the fight a little bit better. Now, while I have you guys in here too, right, before Nate Diaz comes in the ring, there's a whole bunch of, we got a whole bunch of, like, reactions and interviews, and I like to play those here with you guys so that you guys can get a take and perspective about, and we can discuss these things, right? So, and there's a lot. We got a whole bunch of content in here. Jeez. All right, cool. Let's go with the Shakur stuff since we're on here. Keisha.
He's doing it.
Yo, Keyshawn. Yo, Kid Cat with FightHype. Any thoughts on that fight?
On Shakur fight?
Yeah.
You think we supposed to do?
No doubt, no doubt. Yo, one other question for you, G, because I wanted to ask you earlier, Keyshawn.
Hi.
110. And Lynn Carter, 116, 112.
Yo, Keith, one last question for you. I've been meaning to ask you this since earlier. We seen you on the live, Keith. Keith, just one question. We seen you on the live, going back and forth with Ryan. What are your thoughts on what he did as far as using the N-word, getting banned by the WBC for a year?
That N-word, he need to chill on that shit. I don't fuck with that at all. And I told him that on that live, so I hope y'all seen that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Appreciate you, Keyshawn.
Nate Diaz is walking in. Oh, Robson Casical's immediate reaction. We got a lot of stuff to unpack. Clarissa
Family, you trying to start something. You trying to start something. Mayweather all over. You trying to start something. You trying to start something. Don't start nothing.
Hey, Clarissa KG with FightHype. Just wanted to get your thoughts on this Shakur fight. What did you think? Let me know what the life
He
is.
looked great.
Yeah?
He looked great. Everybody talking about he was on his wheels. He walked the dude down, and the dude got on. He got on his wheels. But I mean, they're gonna have criticism. Oh, he didn't knock him out. But you know, it's not always about the knockouts, bro. I'm 13 or what am I? 14-0 with 2 knockouts, and I'm pound #1 woman boxer in the world. So it's not all about knockouts. Shakur got skills. Of course, like we all make our mistakes, but like I said today, he did what he's supposed to do, and he looked real good.
Do you think, sorry to cut you off, champ, you think he's ready for somebody like Tank? Well, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
First of all, back the camera up because you're a little bit too close.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you know something. You cannot say, you cannot ask me if Shakur ready for Tank, and Tank couldn't make it to the Olympics. Right. Shakur went to the Olympics. So, of course, Shakur is on the same level as Tank. Now, they both are great fighters. They both are great fighters, so let them fight and let them figure it out. But I'm always Team Shakur, and I'm going to be Team Shakur no matter who we fight against.
There you go. 2 other questions for you. I'll let you out of here. We saw you put a whooping on some girl in the gym the other day.
I'm sorry, real quick. This Masvidal Nate Diaz graphic is crazy. They got these dudes like so shredded up. I don't know if this is Photoshop. This has to be Photoshop. Hold on. What? I'm going to find that graphic to show you guys.
Can you talk to us about that? How did she end up in that ring with you?
I fight July 27th in Detroit for the heavyweight world title. Show up at LCA. I fight WBO, light heavyweight, WBC, heavyweight world championship.
That's coming because this is FightHype, and we with you at every event. We'll be there as well.
For sure.
But I just had to know because, you know, there's a lot of trolls online. A lot of people talk it but can't walk it. That girl decided to get in the ring with you.
All right, I'm going to play a lot of Shakur reactions just so that we can get ready for this match.
If an okay fighter know how to survive, punishment on the
corner, your grandfather was having a dispute. Obviously, I'm here, so I didn't hear exactly what it was, but I saw people on Twitter saying that. Was there any disputes just as far as the game plan, how you was feeling versus what he was saying?
Nah, it was really dispute. He seen that when Shaki got robbed to fight the Jordan, and you know, like with all the business stuff that I got going on, he was kind of just scared that they were going to rob me. So he wanted me to do some more, and I was telling him I'm trying. Like, I cut him off. I was listening to him, but like I said, the dude was just trying to survive.
Shakur, it seemed like in the 8th and 9th round, you were really beating him down on the body, and he started to wilt a little bit. Do you think that you were breaking him down and maybe get him out of there?
Yeah, I was breaking him down, but like I said, he's still tough. And we said, so he'll fight back and just do a little bit to keep him from getting started.
I see you wearing the Lomachenko shirt with Bob Arum. Bob is saving his son from this Talk to me about that the statement you trying to make with that shirt. Talk to me about the statement you trying to make with that shirt.
I mean, I'm just telling it like it is, but like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a boxer, I love the box. If I can't get these fights, I can't get these fights. I'm cool with it. I'm happy. I'm making millions of dollars. My family good. I'm about to go home, my family, chill out, play the game, relax a little bit, and just enjoy it. I can't force these fights to happen if these guys don't fight.
Talk to me about the first 3 or 4 rounds. It was a little slow pace.
Yo, Shakur did have Twitter sent on his trunks. He definitely did have Twitter sent on his trunks. That's hilarious.
People started booing. Then in the 5th and 6th rounds, you picked up the pace and started landing punches. Talk to me how you feel you performed on an entertainment level considering your last fight.
I mean, it just, at the end of the day, the first 3-4 rounds, I was kind of trying to get adjusted. He was awkward. He's not like a normal fighter. He's bouncy. So he'd give you a little feints and then throw some punches. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little adjusted. But then after a while, I'm like, all right, let me pick it up and start stepping to this dude. And I started stepping to him. Like I say, he's a okay fighter. You know how to survive. So that they make it 12 rounds, they will do their best to do it.
Let's see.
The only guy that I think that can give Shakur a run for his money is Tank. The only guy, man. You know, because his IQ is right there with him, and he got that power, that one-punch power that ends the fight. If he catch fucking Shakur, bro, Shakur ain't never been hit. But if he catches him, bro, it could be it.
Yo, Bradley's saying exactly. Yo, some of y'all be killing Bradley, but he got some good takes.
You know what I mean? He was one of the best finishers in the game. Yeah. So
that's a fight that gotta happen.
But Shakur's gonna make sure that don't happen, and that's the concentration that he has. He's gonna have the concentration all night, and he's gonna take limited chances. It's gonna be a boring ass fight, but Shakur should be able to pick it off. Yeah. And if Tank starts to rush in and start, get ahead of himself, Shakur gonna pick him apart. But again, Tank, they got that timing. He got every punch in the arsenal, bro. I mean, it's going to be a difficult fight for Shakur, but I still think Shakur can get him. But I don't care. His performance was a performance tonight. It is what it is. He did what he had to do against this dude. You know what I'm saying? Made him look like a rookie, in my opinion. So
he literally just walked dude down, doing whatever he wanted.
Hey, he was this close to him. Yeah. I mean, who can do that?
Once I started seeing
who can do that? Stop him.
No, I wanted it. No. For market value, for market.
All right, I'm gonna pause this right now because Nate Diaz Masvidal fight. So for everyone, I gave you all a little sneak peek. We got a lot of content over on FightHype. After the Nate Diaz Masvidal fight's done, I'm gonna go back. You see, we got a lot of content on this joint. So, all right. So first round, we got Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. Boxing match. Ghost up. He also has track shoes on. I'll read the comments. I'll read all the comments. You guys are all funny. So, all right. First round, Nate Diaz is putting, intelligent pressure, as some people would feel that Nate Diaz does, which pretty much just walk forward and try to wear his opponent out with a lot of damage. People hate on Brad, but I actually like his takes, right? So, for a lot of people who didn't watch the first Nate Diaz and Masvidal fight, right? So, I did a little coverage of that. I went to the press conference and all that. And the thing is, Masvidal seemed like he was the better, sharper striker. When things went on in the octagon after Nate took all the punishment and was bleeding and all that stuff, it looked like Masvidal started to fade a little bit and look tired. Now, Nate Diaz has already did some boxing against the Jake Paul fight, which, in this case, he's going to be a little bit more comfortable. And what's really interesting is that both these guys are southpaws. Nate Diaz has done some sparring with Andre Ward, and Andre Ward has talked about how much of his endurance back in the day, Nate Diaz. And Masvidal has been in those backyard Kimbo Slice OG type of trainings. Neither one's won a UFC MMA title, but they both have known to at least have some hands. And that's why we're here. Very awkward fight to call. Nate Diaz is being very busy, while Masvidal is being very calculated. Ooh, a 1-2 slides in, and Nate Diaz kind of laughs after he gets it on Masvidal. Masvidal is starting to take quite some shots from Nate Diaz. Masvidal has been training with Jorge Capetillo out in Las Vegas, which was part of that big brawl that everyone's seen. Eric Bell, want to watch that fight? Yep. How long to the fight? Yeah, the fight's on right now. The fight's on Famio and DAZN. We're just doing a live call. You can hear it. It's going on right now. I'm just doing a play-by-play. 24 seconds left. Masvidal is starting to try to tee off. Nate Diaz shakes his head. These guys have very unique, awkward boxing styles. It's kind of hard to even predict what they're going to do. You know, the things that that they do. I mean, right now, Nate Diaz is landing a more significant shots on Masvidal. And I would have to give the first round to Nate Diaz. He's been busier, active, and Masvidal looked very patient and poised, but just getting touched up a lot. So, and they actually packed this. This arena looks pretty solid as packed. Like, Floyd Mayweather's there at the fight. His protege, Cormel Moulton, did his thing with a second round stoppage against a man twice his age. Bradley don't like Tank either, but he's trying to keep it a little real, but he's a Shakur fan, so he keep acting like Shakur got a chance. Oh, that's what I'm saying, dude. Even Bradley, like, I played Bradley a week or 2 weeks before, and you know, from the clip that I was able to play a little bit from FightHype, you know, we got a lot of good stuff on there. And I'll go back and finish it. It seems like he's uttering a lot of the stuff that we've said in the chat, you know? Floyd like hamburgers. I think probably, yo, chill out, LBJ. Bradley can be biased at times, but I've heard worse. So this is a 10-round fight. They're doing 3 minutes. And Masvidal is trying to show some movement, trying to make an adjustment. Ooh, solid right sneaks in from Masvidal on Nate Diaz. That was a solid shot. Nate Diaz need to get his defense up a little bit because Masvidal is a little sneaky. Masvidal throws like 4 weird punches straight. One thing I'll tell you about Masvidal, he's definitely like, he overshoots at times and can't overcommit. But if he lands it, it's going to be a bomb. You know? Nate Diaz is definitely going to be a guy that's going to put a lot of work rate into it. Diaz is Diaz punch funny? Hell yeah, dude. I can't believe we're at the state where we're watching MMA guys doing boxing, right? Where can you see the fight for free? It's out there on the internet. I just can't. Joe Third, people are going to be biased towards Shakur regardless. He walked Artem down all night. Artem fought Frank like we wanted to see him fight Shakur. Artem was a disappointment. I'm not going to say Artem was a disappointment. I clearly thought Shakur would have had his way regardless. I didn't really expect anything outside of it. It really just comes down to what you like, right? And from what I see from Tank and Frank and what I see from Shakur and Artem, I would say before I had it like 50-50. I might have edged Shakur, but I think I'm going to edge Tank right now. And it can change back and forth. The fight's far from being made, so I think we can have a change of opinion consistently. I think that's the 50-50 fight division, really, where people is going to be torn down when it's made, or torn between. Masvidal should have stopped him. Jorge always had nice hands. He was always slick. Yep. When he fought Darren Till, he was a little crafty against Usman, but Usman iced his ass. Loma did just say he'll step aside so Tank can fight Shakur, though. I saw Coach Kenny put that up. Rabo. Where did Loma actually say that? Not saying that he didn't say it, but I just want to know the source. Nate Diaz is throwing a whole bunch of weird right hooks. Masvidal looks more like the conventional boxer, while Nate Diaz he looks like he's just kind of like, all right, let's get this boxing event through. He's so awkward and so different. Like, Nate Diaz looks like the laziest boxer ever. And Masvidal looks like a guy who's trying to pick up boxing and more of the methodical guy. At this point, man, like, a fight like this is just pure entertainment. Artem was landing to the body. Loma used to make people quit on the stool because he was just so overwhelmingly better. Exactly. Masvidal should stop him. Masvidal should go to the body more. I'm getting the sense that Masvidal is trying to land like a one-punch haymaker. You know what I mean? And surprisingly enough, Masvidal he looks a little bit better than Nate Diaz did. Nate Diaz kind of made Jake Paul work. You know, Jake Paul did drop Nate Diaz, but are we going to see Jorge Masvidal versus Jake Paul? Sneaky right, Masvidal landed. Tank's coach posting on IG, King says. Sounds like he's trolling, but no telling. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't really, I took it for what it was, because the graphic looked really weird. Nate Diaz is starting to put a little pressure in the third round, putting Masvidal in the corner. Masvidal is throwing a lot of get-off-me punches and turns Nate Diaz in the corner. You know what's interesting? They were very respectful in the MMA fight coming up. You know, show a lot of love. But this fight, which I expected the first fight, would be a lot of bad blood and shit-talking. So, I guess it's been built up over the years after the first fight.
Yeah, he's having more success this round, but I think it revolves around him actually just letting his hands go this round early.
You know, tonight we didn't really see too many crazy. Ooh, Masvidal is starting to turn Nate Diaz, starting to pick his shots. Masvidal looks a little comfortable in there. Swinging left. Masvidal is starting to get off on Nate, boy. Nate Diaz is starting to try to figure out how to put that awkward pressure on Masvidal, but Masvidal is just being poised. He's keeping his distance, keeping his range. I think he said Roberto Duran was going to be at this fight to watch him. Nate Diaz is throwing a couple jabs to try to get Masvidal off center. Maybe he's trying to set him up. One of those weird looping shots. I wonder if these punches even hurt that Nate Diaz is throwing. There's like no torque. He's not turning them. Just kind of a lot of heavy slapping punches.
Shots, I mean, I don't know if it's going to slow him down much, but those body shots, they definitely will.
Masvidal is definitely trying to set up a trap and try to come over the top. Land something big. Ooh, double right hook for Masvidal. Masvidal is definitely separating himself in this fight. Throws another right. Throws a jab. Masvidal is showing good head movement. Masvidal looks more of the natural boxer in here. And he's starting to tee off on Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is definitely starting to look like an MMA fighter. And Masvidal is looking like a boxer. Masvidal Paul will be fired. I'm thinking that should be the fight. Right? It's the perfect setup. Especially if Masvidal was able to sleep Nate Diaz and Jake couldn't. Oh, man. Masvidal is landing some good, solid shots on Nate. Does this go the distance? I mean, Nate's seen better days. You know, he's took a lot of punishment, so he's a tough guy. I mean, I predicted Masvidal was going to win this fight because I felt his striking was way better. Crazy. Boxing's crazy. I mean, we got Nate Diaz and Masvidal boxing. Let's see. Oh, dang. Good body shot from Masvidal. Someone said it best. LBJ says should go to the body more, and I agree. Jorge is whipping his ass, Vincent. He's cooking him. Kind of actually wanted to be a short night, so can Masvidal, can you just get him out, make it nice and easy? I'm seeing people on Twitter saying this looks like a drunk bar fight. All right, we're in the fourth round, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Nate got Jorge out here looking like Bivol. Fabio says somebody pointed out that Shakur is Broner 2.0. What do you think? I think that comparison is fair. I saw it a couple times in my chats. I got 2 streams going on. And a lot of people was bringing that up because they don't feel like he's acting enough and doesn't throw enough punches. I don't want to say that because I think Shakur was intelligently picking him apart in the inside. So, and when the later half did go, he did let his hands go, and he did put a lot of pressure on him. I guess I could see that a little bit with Broner. I don't know. I think Shakur is that's just Shakur. I think he's an inside fighter who has good mid range and good mid outside counter. Oh, Nate knocked the rings off his head. And I think Shakur has a really good inside game, and when the time matters, I think Shakur will fight. So I can't do that. Justin Barlin, how many rounds is in this fight? Let's see. Nate will come strong in the later rounds. We're in the 4th round right now, and it seems like Nate is trying to come on strong, throwing a whole bunch of punches. But all the effective shots have been from Masvidal. Like all the solid, clean, flush, telling blows. But eventually, you get this overwhelming Nate Diaz who throws like 30 slapping punches and weird angles.
That's the thing with Nate. You gotta stay focused.
Jorge's really good at disengaging clinch. He gets bicep and chest control to keep space. He looks like a natural boxer, I agree. But as in right now, Nate is trying to pull on that 100-punch Nate Diaz rally that Justin was asking about, which is what Nate's trying to do. He's trying to use his stamina and trying to make it a drag-out endurance, And that's what I've always wondered because Masvidal in that MMA fight looked like he was getting ready to fade, but the cut was there, and the doctor stopped it. So, I am very curious if Masvidal is going to fade in this fight. Early on, he's going to look sharp, he's going to look clean, he's going to look crisp, but he's always been criticized for tiring out in the second half of his MMA career, and he's a good, explosive fighter, natural ability, but it is a 10-round fight that they have to go through with boxing gloves on, and they have to carry that shit if they like it or not. Twitter says Shakur Art was like watching flies fuck. Jesus Christ. Twitter is killing him. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any action on Twitter while this is going on. Masvidal's targeting the body. Famio lagged out and wouldn't let me watch until right now. Has anybody else had that problem? Harris, I bought the fight too. Yeah, I had some weird glitches, but I'm using the DAZN portion of it. But ESPN was giving issue. I don't know. These apps suck sometimes. Chase Bowser says, I want to see John Ennis fight Masvidal and Nate Diaz in the same night. John Ennis deserves the payday. Boy, you trying to get these boys hurt, Chase. Adrian, did the fight already start? The fight's starting right now. We're in the 5th round. Masvidal looks like he had a really good start, landing good bombs, good selections. But Nate Diaz with his traditional awkward style where he gets punched up for 3 rounds and it comes in and just smothers with hundreds of weird punches all over the place. It seems like it's kind of a fight where it kind of mimics their MMA career, right? Nate gets beat up early. Masvidal has a good start. But Masvidal is digging to the body, and he might have hurt Nate. He might have hurt Nate Diaz to the body, which is a very rare sight to see. Oh, he's landing some good bombs on Nate Diaz. Masvidal is starting to tag.
yeah, Nate's kind of putting it on him, but Jorge will every once in a
Like, Nate is definitely trying to throw 100 punches, but when these guys are Masvidal engaged the clinch. If Nate does not keep this pressure up and Masvidal lands clean flush shots, you know, Nate might actually get taken out. So he has to keep this work rate and drown Masvidal. Masvidal is landing very clean flush shots. It's very scary telling shots. Nate's superpower is endurance. He can have one eyeball hanging out and still throw his arm like he won the round. Like the Nate Diaz. Bro. Yeah, that's Nate Diaz, man. Straight 0-5. But hey, Nate Diaz is a fighter, boy. And he, after taking those vicious body shots that I thought it was hurt, he's still coming at him. He's a zombie, bro. He's a zombie, bro. Illuminati confirmed. My Twitter looks like a porn site. Is that because you follow, or is that what your algorithm is? Yeah, Twitter. Anytime you check comments, man, there's always some girl posting her OnlyFans. So Nate gotta be a masochist. It's the only thing that makes sense. It really doesn't make sense. Look, he threw the arms up again. He just throws his arms up after every round. Like, I did do the kickoff press conference of it, and dude, these two dudes are funny, bro. They're characters. I see why they're big stars in UFC. Nate was that wrestling conditioning background. Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, he had the. Well, really, to be fair, he was a jiu-jitsu specialist. Like, he was a beast at jiu-jitsu. You get Nate. You don't want Nate on the ground, really. So. Fabio says, no, I agree with that take. I actually believe the performance in boxing stands was solid. What I think kills Shakur's stock is Tank. No matter how beautiful he performs, without that KO, casuals. Oh yeah, the casuals will crucify him. And to be honest, like, I really do have as a 45-55 fight. I really actually had Shakur probably edging Tank out, but after tonight, I'm just swayed to Tank now. And it's just, we're boxing fans, right? And you'll be a liar if you were never fickle. You know, maybe publicly you didn't really give your takes, but behind closed doors, we've definitely had those fights where we went, that guy beats him. And then next time it's like, actually, that guy beats him. Actually, no, that guy beats him. Never mind, that guy beats him. Correction, I don't know who the fuck wins. You know, so it's just one of those type of fights, and I think right now I'm just swayed to Tank right now. So we're in the 6th round, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and Nate Diaz is just still putting that awkward offensive, weird pressure of just trying to throw a whole bunch of punches. Masvidal is trying to keep distance, trying to keep good range. He hasn't really landed anything significant like the earlier round. We pretty much landed a clean, ferocious, vicious shot. I know he's trying to measure and trying to bump Nate off him so he can get a good mid-range shot. But Nate's not going to let him work right now. He's trying to get him on the ropes. Masvidal might play a little possum. I don't know if he's tired. He got his hands down. A minute 38 seconds. Nate's starting to pour it on Masvidal, man. Uh-oh. You know, you definitely get this kind of concern from Masvidal that when Masvidal was landing all these crazy shots, haymakers that was landing on Nate, you were thinking, oh shit, Nate's about to go. But here we are, 6th round, where Nate's being a pure zombie and Masvidal's stamina is being tested. Every second that goes by, you wonder, does Masvidal keep this pace up? Can Masvidal keep this endurance up? I'm not even scoring the damn fight, to be honest, because I think Masvidal probably won most of the early rounds. But really, you're watching this slowly turn into a Nate Diaz drag-out brawl. This is crazy, man. And this is what we call entertainment, guys. Pure entertainment.
30 seconds left in the 6th. Diaz missing wildly with that right. Masvidal backing up.
Oh, Nate Diaz landing a good right on Masvidal. Oh, Masvidal landed a bomb on Nate. Yo, these guys are just... Hey, my people who's just tuning in, please just turn this fight on. This is just pure carnage. This is just a pure carnage backyard brawl at this point. Oh man, I was hoping it'd be an early night. Oh, Nate Diaz. People got Masvidal up right now. Congrats. Nate Diaz is hilarious. 48-47 Masvidal. Illuminati says, damn, LMAO. Nate's starting to put a lot of pressure on Masvidal. Is this going to tire him out? Nate's putting a lot of pressure on Masvidal. We're in the 7th round, 2 minutes in. And Diaz is taunting, and Masvidal takes advantage and hits him.
The main event of this pay-per-view in front of a sold-out crowd, and of course, Diaz wants to exercise the demon. It's funny. It was in this building, the Honda Center.
And Nate Diaz comes up and does this weird shoulder roll. I don't even know how to call this, man. This fight is so ridiculous. Masvidal needs to throw an uppercut. Man, Masvidal needs to just get him out, bro. This is going on way too long.
And kudos to Masvidal. Here's the guy again.
Nate's starting to put a lot of pressure on him, man. Masvidal is starting to get really tired. Masvidal 12-0. I mean, everyone says they got Masvidal up. Ooh, Masvidal is digging to the body of Nate. Why does he not go to that body more, man? Good job for Masvidal. Ain't gonna lie though, this is one of the sloppiest boxing matches I've seen in a while. These guys are just straight up duking it out. Ooh, solid punch from Masvidal. Masvidal digging to the body.
Going upstairs. Diaz gets countered again. Diaz turns.
Oh! Nate just landed a bomb on Masvidal.
Putting it on Masvidal, but Masvidal still able to counter effectively. Hard shots.
Listen, tonight is going to be, for the judges, all about what do you like, the work rate or the quality.
Yes, sir.
What you like should be what the criteria calls for.
This is a sloppy fight. Who you going for? Tootsie Roll Illuminati? I don't know, dude. I'm not rooting for either one. I'm just sitting here just trying to make sure that my night's complete by completing this fight. Because it is not the greatest technical fight, but it is pretty fun. It's pretty entertaining. It's what you want to watch fights sometimes, right? Just pure carnage. 5Yo says, this is like watching a guy who had a bad day at work and crackhead outside the liquor store fighting. Hopefully it brings more fans to boxing. You're very optimistic, 5Yo. I mean, I don't really think it's going to do much more than just what it already is. The ones I want to support Nate and Masvidal are pretty much the ones that are tuned in. You got a couple boxing guys, right? You know, we've tuned in them Nate and Masvidal's when they fought in the MMA, so... It's almost over, though. Usually I would enjoy these type of fights, but maybe just kind of having a long day of just commentating of stuff. 8th round, 2 minutes 48 seconds. Unofficial scorecards has Nate Diaz ahead now. Those last 2 rounds got him up. The activity. And Nate Diaz is just going straight to the body, man. Just getting busy with it. Jorge's landing all the consequential punches. Nate throwing all arm punches, just cuts traffic. You're tired, bro. You just watched the Shakur fight. We get it. Yo, Vincent, chill out. This is wild. But this is why we're here. For you guys to have a place, a platform to speak, right? I think, Masvidal is getting busy. Minute 48 seconds. Nate Diaz is doing a whole bunch of antics as well. Having a whole bunch of fun. I think it's just one of those nights where it's just like, it just didn't feel like a big night, but more of like a night that was needed to kind of, like a filler night. Shakur had to erase the De Los Santos fight. Keyshawn was fighting a guy that most people didn't really know, and there was stuff he needs to work on there. Abdullah Mason got a guy out. You know, Cormel got a guy out. Oshaki Foster and Robson Kasakawa was the monkey wrench fight, but wasn't the monkey wrench. It was because of the result, not the fight. That was pretty daunting. Shane took Danny Jacobs to the distance. And now here we are. At the end of the night, 2 retired MMA fighters duking it out. As Favi would say, a guy who had a bad day at work and the crackhead outside the liquor store fight, and hopefully they bring more fans. Oh, man. Michael Max, who's winning the fight? Right now, unofficial scorecards got Nate Diaz. Officially it was Masvidal, but the work rate, the late turnaround from Nate Diaz has kind of got him into the fight now. It's not a pretty fight. Nate Diaz was getting punched up brutally throughout the early rounds. But the activity of Nate have just wore Masvidal down to being more of a sluggish fight. So, all right. 10 seconds left in the 8th round. Nate Diaz is starting to get a little busier. Throwing some serious body shots. And they're just swinging and swinging and swinging and ending the 8th round. Masvidal is going to sleep him at the end with the teenage stamina. I mean, I'm waiting for it. I feel like Masvidal does have the ability to land a serious, solid shot. ESM. Nate Diaz lost to Jake Paul, though. He did. He did lose to Jake Paul. Flat picking tunes. Did Nate do a stacked and slap with the glove yet? Not yet. I'm still waiting for it. If he finds a way to do that, it's the most gangster thing ever. Words you see, it's words. Kramer. Shane Mosley Jr. versus Jacob was a snoozer. Yeah, that was kind of a... There was a lot of anticlimactic fights tonight. Nate's getting sleepy in there. Nate's always sleepy. You think Foster got robbed? A little bit. I do. He's going noodle legs soon. Even in rough, knew Foster got robbed. You notice when Nate Diaz gets hit, he gets stronger, Michael? Yeah. And that's the case right now. I think with these last 2 rounds, on the 9th round, 2 minutes and 49 seconds, Nate's going to have to put up that activity to secure that win. Masvidal is moving. Not really showing that finesse. Now, unofficial scorecards has it in Masvidal's favor. 77-75. Wait, didn't they have Diaz winning? I don't know. I don't care, really. I'm actually shocked Jake didn't sleep Nate because Jake can really crack, and he cracked Nate a couple times. That endurance, man, and Nate Diaz is just a pure zombie, right? You know, with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left, that's what Nate Diaz is doing. He's still pushing, going forward. He's got Masvidal in a clinch, up-close phone booth kind of fight, and Masvidal has never got that range and success that he did in the early rounds. A lot of pushing is in these last 2 rounds between these guys. Masvidal is starting to get his shots a little bit together, though. Starting to get his mid-range, trying to target a body and trying to leap up in the top, do some level changes. 1 minute 42 seconds. Masvidal is ducking down, trying to do a level change again. But Nate is putting busy activity. Masvidal tries to push Nate off, throws a sneaky right that lands on Nate, but Nate's back on him. Just throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing. There's a little pump fake from Nate, trying to get Masvidal to drop his hands. And sure enough, it's just Nate putting pressure and throwing punches, as many as he can, to try to win the round. Goes to the body, goes to the top. Nate has like the weirdest uppercut, and I think he just landed a good, solid hook on Masvidal. Masvidal's stamina is starting to look like it's starting to drain, and he's taking a lot of shots in this 9th round. Nate's starting to put it on him. Nate, oh, nice uppercut from Nate. This is definitely a Nate round. Masvidal has to dig in and dig deep. Masvidal throws a good body shot, but he's starting to eat a lot of shots trying to get it back. Going to the body. I mean, at this point, I don't know how to call this. Nate Diaz just puts his hands up in the air and then goes back to fighting. This shit is ridiculous. Nate Diaz looks so uninterested now. He just kind of looks around. Does Nate Diaz look? I wonder if Nate Diaz is actually tired and those are his antics when he does that, or he's just special. Like, he's just able to just have this infinite amount of stamina where it doesn't matter whatever happens, he could just keep going. Masvidal engages and clinches to try to get Nate off, and Nate was just a tornado on Masvidal. Bro, what the hell? This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. You notice when Nate Diaz gets hit, he gets strong. Nate Diaz gets stronger when he gets hit, huh? Put Nate Diaz against Jordan. Yo, Chase, why are you trying to get my man hurt? Okay? He's fighting his equal. Masvidal thought it was all great until it landed few and realized Nate a knucklehead. Joshua Woodard said 2 bums. We got one more round. Let me see what Twitter has. Nate's bored at this point. He can go another 10. Even if Nate wins, he's just going to be like, loses. If he did lose, he's like, whatever. I'm still the baddest motherfucker on planet Earth. Scorecards are over the place on social media. If we only had, forget it. So a lot of people have Masvidal. Yeah, a lot of people have Masvidal. This is such a wild fight. Like, these guys are duking it out in the 10th round, 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. Neither guys have went down. It's been all action. Diaz throwing arm punches like a teenage girl.
88 punches, landed 162. Diaz has thrown more. Masvidal's landed more and landing at a higher percentage, but still, anyone's fight.
It does really feel like anyone's fight because it depends on what you like. Like, from the commentary you just heard right there, Masvidal is definitely landing the cleaner, flusher, solid shots. But then Nate has a work rate where he throws a whole bunch of punches and he's continuing to put the offensive pressure. And he'll sneak some shots in there. So, Masvidal is definitely probably going to win this fight, but anything can happen. You know, Masvidal's work rate has dropped significantly and Nate's has picked up. It's pretty much a will of nutrition at this point because these guys aren't showing a lot of lateral movement. They're just duking it out. Nate's just throwing punches all over him. And Masvidal's trying to pick his shots and bunch it in little spurts and land effective, clean shots in between from the body to the head. Masvidal engages in the clinch. 1 minute 25 seconds left. No, Nate Diaz does have a lot of stamina. He loses. He's going to whip the security. Nate finna lose by decision and crash out. Masvidal is starting to pick it up in this final minute and 20 seconds, landing consistent flush shots. Nate's trying to get it back by putting offensive pressure again. But there's a lot of arm punches from Nate. And Masvidal puts his hands up in the middle round, signifying, all right, let's go, I won, right? And Masvidal knows that he has to win this last minute to probably put, you know, a solid stamp on the win. It's an ugly fight. I don't even know how to score this. Nate just punching like 20 times on his face in the clinch. Light. Ooh, solid punch from Nate Diaz lands on Masvidal. Right hook from Nate. They exchange. 20 seconds left. Nate Diaz. 16 seconds. Just a lot of clinch. Nate does a little sneaky punch in the clinch. Nate's throwing a big bomb. Lands on Masvidal. 5 seconds left. A clinch is about... Oh, and it's over, guys. It is officially over. What the fuck? Vincent said they actually just changed the scorecards because it had Diaz up last. You saw that? Yeah, okay, I'm not tripping. They did have the scorecards around. This is a fight, though. This was better than Shakur's fight, LBJ says. I don't know, man. What do you guys... How do you guys have this fight? Who won this fight? I mean, it feels like Masvidal might have edged it. I mean, I liked his effective shots. He won the early rounds, in my opinion. I mean, there was a point where he was just beating the shit out of Nate for a straight round. Let's see what Twitter says. Mm, 95-95. This is what people are draw. Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal go 10. Great performance. A lot of people have Masvidal up. But some people said they wouldn't be surprised if there was a draw. Nate was busy, but Jorge landed harder punches. It's a toss-up. Vincent says I got Jorge by like 3 rounds. That's fair. It's tough. Chase Bowser says this fight was funny. This was a funny fight. I was entertained. This probably was the most entertaining fight of the night. As goofy as it was and non-technical, it probably was the most entertaining fight. Purely off of just the rock'em sock'em and the personalities. You know, it's a gimmick fight. ESM Bino says he got whooped too by Youngin, did his thing in their OG. Did her thing against OG. Yeah. What's their CompuBox stats? They said total punches landed. Masvidal landed more power punches and punches in general. So, all right.
Jorge Masvidal had a pro boxing match 19 years ago. And won that fight, and Nate Diaz.
We'll hear the announcement. MK Builder says 6'4" Masvidal. Okay, I see a lot of Masvidal. I think Masvidal is going to win this fight. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do a draw, right? You notice always the person that's going to win if he goes into decision. Whoever won the first 4 rounds. Masvidal definitely won the early rounds. But people love Nate Diaz. He is the front runner on this promotion. It was a non-technical, but I actually feel like it was a legit pro competitive match. Oh yeah, they were like equals.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a majority decision. Here are the score
Louis B says, why hating this was a good fight? Oh, it was a fun fight.
Fernando Villarreal scores about 95-95, even a draw.
And here's the draw scorecard.
Overruled by judges Rudy Barragan, who scores about 97-93. And Zachary Young, who sees it 98-92.
Oh, damn.
In
That's
favor
really wide.
of the winner from Stockton, California.
Oh, I told you. I told you, man. Nate Diaz is the A side on this promotional company. They like the work rate. They like the busy. Nate the OG, but Masvidal handled it well. I told you. One draw, Nate wins. Majority decision. Crazy. It's that second half, man. But someone had an 8-2, Nate? I don't know about that. That's a terrible scorecard.
An incredible back and forth fight.
That was a terrible scorecard. Chase Bowser, Francis Ngannou is supposed to come back to professional boxing next. Wonder who's fighting next. I think he's gonna do his PFL next.
Nate, this crowd showed you California
GTFO, that's crazy.
18,000 strong.
I expected a draw, and I wasn't surprised that Nate got the favoritism. His work rate won the fight. Yep, his activity. They probably got MMA judges. You know? I don't know. I thought it was close, so I don't really see a big deal. But 8-2, I don't see that. Who won? Nate Diaz won the fight. Nate Diaz won the fight. There was one draw and 2 to Nate Diaz. One of them was 8 rounds to 2 they gave him Nate, which I don't agree with. I don't see 8-2. Louis V says I had Masvidal. Yeah. 2 robberies tonight.
What's next for you?
I'm going to beat Jake Paul's fucking ass. And I'm down to fight the highest ranked boxer I can find and get him on a high level so people know who the fuck he is. And my main mission, my main objective, like it's always been, is to be the best fighter in the world. So I want to go back and get a UFC title.
You and Jorge.
Leon Edwards, Jake Paul, and anybody the fuck else, you're dead.
Nate, congratulations.
Jesus. When I heard the Y scores, I thought, oh, it's Jorge easy. I did too. I thought Jorge won. Jorge was the cleaner, had the cleaner punches. Definitely had Jorge. Yeah, I had Jorge. Chase, they gave Nate a hometown decision.
He did land more volume, but I definitely felt I landed the way better shots. Win or lose, all praise to Jesus Christ, my Savior. And we could do it again with 1-1, you know, so we could definitely run it back in boxing. I felt I won that one. We'll find a place to do it and do it again.
You came out southpaw. Were you able to surprise him with that?
Definitely. I definitely felt I landed more.
Guy from NJ. Those 2 scorecards were crazy, especially the 8-2. Hey, Ricky Barksdale, your dad? No, Jeffrey Spencer. Jerron Ennis versus Nate Diaz next. Whoever expected to draw going to get a pen and paper out and start drawing. UFC title, LMAO.
You asking the wrong questions, bro. Fuck type of question is that?
Jorge, where do you go from here?
Back to the gym, back to the drawing board. Work on everything again. Nate wants to run it again, we can. I'm up for it, you know. Give a fuck, I came here to fight. You know?
Thank you so much.
Uh-oh. They starting to talk shit in the ring a little bit. Yo, someone predicted that Nate was going to lose and pop off, but it's the other way around. Masvidal lost, and now they're trying to get him out the ring. Yes. Come on, guys. Let's not get this going. I'm not mad. They're in Cali. Jorge got to work on his condition and body work. Masvidal always had he always faded in MMA, and everyone knew Nate had a really crazy endurance. So the fight played out how I thought. It's not who I thought won. You know what? I forgot Jorge got that MAGA trunks on. Obviously, he's getting the not getting the judge decisions. Jorge's still mad. Fabio says, guy from NJ, I love Nate, but a title is not in his future. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He should just keep doing what he's doing. Keep on entertaining. Fabio says, wasn't keeping score. Don't really feel the fight scores mattered. All for entertainment. However, how do you feel about Zepeda and Shakur? I'm almost certain that is next. Did you watch Zepeda? That's the only fight I didn't get to watch, right? So, I think it was only 3 rounds. I was watching two streams, so I have to go back and give it a shot. But I've always felt Zepeda and Shakur should fight each other because really, those guys aren't going to be next into a big marquee fight. They need each other, right? I think stylistically, they allow each other to make each other look good. If Zepeda is really that guy, he has a guy who's going to be as elusive as possible, and Zepeda will come and try to break him down. And if Shakur is defensively solid, untouchable, can't be stopped, can't get in his space, solid on the inside, beats him up, always says that he always fights guys that don't come to him and they run from him, right? That's the perfect style to make him look good. And they're really good opponents and good two guys that would be great on their resume. So I personally want that fight. And it makes sense because they're not getting big fights after. You know, I know De La Hoya capped. You know, De La Hoya definitely capped about the whole idea of, hey, you know, we want to make Shakur, when they kind of like dismissed the idea a lot. But if they're really adamant, which is smart, De La Hoya is building Zepeda. He's having good opposition to get him ready for a Shakur because the opponent that Zepeda fought was an elusive, slick fighter when he fought Pitbull. So, world title fight. Make it happen, Oscar. Where am I at? Fabio. Oh, yeah, I just found it. Caveman. A lot of people bet on Jorge, and a lot of people lost. Nate, don't hate y'all. Appreciate. Masvidal clearly won that. I thought Masvidal won the fight. Oh, Vincent brought up a good point. They got to go bare knuckle next time. I just felt like Jorge represented a higher level of boxing and him winning this better look for the sport. I mean, if he beat Nate, then he can call for a Jake Paul fight, right? Because Jake already beat Nate Diaz. I think Shakur got to fight Frank Martin. That's a good fight, too. If not Zepeda, make the Frank Martin fight. I think that would be a really good opponent because if Frank fights Shakur, Shakur can say, hey, this is a guy that Tank just fought, and if I can do better than what Tank did, then it calls for a better build-up, a better demand. It'll kind of get him, with especially like the people who doubted him, you know, and still doubt him, you know. Louis V says losses just hurt more in boxing because it's a lot more meaningful because in MMA the fan base still loves you. You're still going to get good opportunities and you're still going to find a way to get into a big fight no matter what. And that's just how MMA works. Boxing really is about momentum and is very fickle. And if you do bad, that's what happens. Nate Diaz won. A lot of people said that Masvidal won the fight. I thought Masvidal won the fight. But Nate Diaz won the fight. Two judges gave it to Nate. One was a draw. I didn't even watch the Chris Aguilera fight. He beat Pettis? Damn. I hope Nate does go back to UFC. If Conor gets out of rehab, actually comes back, Nate would be a good first match. They should do a trilogy. Also, Shakur is super susceptible to a left hook when it's the second shot because he keeps his right arm pinned to his ribs up close too often. I think if Shakur fights Tank, he's going to be the most locked in he'll ever be. It would have to be. Shakur versus Zepeda. LBJ, did you get De La Hoya on the phone? Like we talked about? Well, like I said, Abdullah Mason performance tonight. Oh, for sure. He's probably like my top 2. I don't know if he's 1 or 2. My favorite prospect out right now. He's he's very talented. I like what I see from Abdullah. So end of that. Is there a Shakur post-fight presser? What up, GOAT? So, for everyone that's coming in, missed the fights, right? A quick recap. Shakur won. Oshaki Foster lost to Robson Kasakawa. People thought that was a robbery. Keyshawn Davis won. Abdullah Mason won by stoppage. Nate Diaz beat Masvidal. A lot of people thought Masvidal won the fight. Shane Mosley Jr. beat Danny Jacobs. Chris Aguilera beat Pettis. Cormel Moten had a second-round stoppage, and Floyd Mayweather came out and showed support. And now, with a lot of the footage that we didn't get to watch together, right? I'm going to pull it up. There's going to be a lot of post stuff, things from Shakur and Nate Diaz. You know, I'm gonna have it up right now, so give me 1 second. We're going to watch it together. There's a lot of content that I didn't get a chance to watch with you guys. So I'm going to go to my desktop view, and let's see what we missed. So for the people who's fresh on the scene, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go from what just happened, the Nate Diaz Masvidal, to the Shakur.
Sean, can you give us your thoughts on the fight?
No, it's crazy.
Hey, man, what you got to say for Marab over there at the Sphere, man?
Marab sucks.
He sucks?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you beat Haney, but Tank, I think, is too much, bro.
Tank's like this tall, buddy.
But he's good. 30 no
He is
play
good,
knockout.
yeah.
How tall is that, Chase? Nah, but he's the pound for pound crack. He can crack.
He can't crack.
What do you think about Ryan Garcia's rant?
Drugs.
Did he ask you what you think of Ryan Garcia's rant?
Rant.
Oh, rant. This guy. What's up, Mike?
What's up, bro?
Wow. How did Sean, if you had a chance at the exhibition with either three of those guys, which one would you go with?
Going for the
Ryan, Devin, or Tank? Huh? Right.
So Sean O'Malley. I never got to finish the Tim Bradley, but I'm gonna go through all this just backwards. This is Ryan Garcia turning up. Sean Garcia did. I forgot to bring that. Armando Vargas did beat Sean Garcia. Tankwood Woods Shakur's ass. Tim Rodriguez says. Masvidal lost. Masvidal kind of sucks. Diaz landed. Did Diaz speak something after the post interview? Kickboxing noob. He said that he wants to go back to UFC. He wants to fight Jake Paul again. He wants to fight Leon Edwards, and he wants to bring up a boxer, find the highest ranked boxer you can, and fight him. So. Yeah, I had Masvidal winning KS. Diaz landed more, but Jorge landed way cleaner. But I'm not mad at the decision. It really was a... Dude, at a point, I predicted a draw, and it felt like it went both ways. So, let's see. Where am I? Oh, yeah, I need to get to the Timothy Bradley.
The only guy that I think that can give Shakur a run for his money is Tank. The only guy, man. You know, because his IQ is right there with him, and he got that power, that one-punch power that ends the fight. If he catch fucking Shakur, bro, Shakur ain't never been hit. But if he catches him, bro, it could be it. You know what I mean? Because he was one of the best finishers in the game. So
that's a fight that gotta happen.
But Shakur's gonna make sure that don't happen, and that's the concentration that he has. He's gonna have the concentration all night, and he's gonna take limited chances. It's gonna be a boring ass fight, but Shakur should be able to pick it off. And if Tank starts to rush in and start, get ahead of himself, Shakur gonna pick him apart. But again, Tank They got that timing. He got every punch in the arsenal, bro. I mean, it's going to be a difficult fight for Shakur, but I still think Shakur can get him. But I don't care. His performance was a performance tonight. It is what it is. He did what he had to do against this dude. You know what I'm saying? Made him look like a rookie in my opinion. So
He literally just walked dude down doing whatever he wanted.
Hey, he was this close to him.
Yeah.
Who can do that?
Once I started seeing
Who can do that? Who can do that?
Stop him.
No, I wanted to. No. Look, for market value, entertainment value. Of course, you want him to stop him because that's what people like to see. You know,
I just thought he could have been.
He could have. But again, he missed his opportunity. It was a window right there. 6, 7. He had it right there, and then he didn't turn it up. His grandfather was telling him, "Hey, turn it up." He was just like, "Damn, hey, this motherfucker still got some pop." Like, hey, bro, like. Chill out. However, if he would have turned it up then, he probably could have got the stoppage, but he got to start cutting off the ring a lot better, and he got to start putting combinations together, you know, and Shakur's defensive minded. He don't want to take no punches, so he going to get his stuff off and then make sure that he takes care of defense afterwards. So he'll put two punches together, 1 or 2 punches together, and that's it. He won't put them in 3s and 4s and kind of change up. So that's something that he can go back and work on.
His range, man.
Yeah,
so good.
something he can work on, bro. He go back and work on that. I think he'll be good.
Yeah, just trying to wait. Man, he can get the fuck out the way though.
Because he know his range.
Anyways, yeah, he do know his range. He's bad. He up the chain with it, man. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. I know probably people at home are like, another snooze fest. Hey, as long as Shakur is comfortable with it, bro, it is what it is. He's comfortable with just winning. He's winning paid too. You know, at the end of the day. Now, entertainment value. Hey, entertainment value. Hey, y'all leave that for the folks at home. I mean, I'm part of the TV. Of course, we want to see more entertainment. Of course, we want to see fireworks. But
watching some
put yourself in risk and get hit with those big shots like that, man. It ain't worth it at the end of the day. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. It's not. It is not worth it, man. You know, like, hey, you can be more entertaining, but if you can be less get hit with the shots, the better it is for you, man. Seriously, because those same fans that saying, "Oh, entertain me," get hit with shots, bro. They not gonna be at the hospital with you. They not.
No,
I'm sorry. They not gonna be there holding your hand when you can't eat,
right?
Or shaking or whatever. They not, dog. At the end of the day, and as long as Shakur is fine and cool with that, accept it. It is what it is. He has to deal with those consequences. Not ours. All right.
Look what he said, though. He said, "Boy."
All right, let's get up out of here, y'all.
All right, that's good old Bradley right there. What I see. Shakur is great, but man, what a snooze fest he is. Tim knows Tank hurts him. Usually, I believe Tim be hating, but this isn't a bad take. I don't think it's a bad take. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people who pick Shakur to beat Tank, it's today was probably not the fight to really, you know, it's one of those fights when it shows that Shakur can do what he needs to do to win the fight, and if he can do it against Tank, it's going to be something like that, but it's going to be a really hard fight.
Yeah. All right. It's Kevin Garcia, a.k.a. the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is FightHype. I got my man, Cleveland's own, Tiger. Tiger Johnson, listen. Tiger, first of all, I mean, Shakur just had his fight. What's your thoughts on the performance?
Shit, I thought he did good. I mean, he walked him down and beat him up the whole fight.
Yeah,
he did what he was supposed to do.
Now, obviously, this could be his last fight with Top Rank. Do you think that performance did enough for him to land the kind of deal and the kind of fights he's looking for going forward?
I mean, I think so. I mean, he didn't get the knockout, you know what I mean? But, I mean, he literally made that look easy. Like, he makes fights look easy, you know what I'm saying? So, he beat him up the whole fight, all 12 rounds. He walked him down. He didn't run like people say that he was going to do. I mean, I was satisfied.
No doubt. Let me switch the subject really quick and just get your thoughts on this Ryan Garcia craziness. He's done with the WBC, right? Yeah. They told him he can't fight there no more. He's suspended. And it's because of his usage, amongst other things, of the N-word. What are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Yeah, man, I don't do the racist stuff, man. I don't condone that. But, yeah, I heard he took this stuff into, like, a mental hospital or something like that. He's supposed to be getting therapy or something. So, hopefully he gets help. You feel me? But all the racist stuff and you know the comments that he made, I thought
Masvidal. Second one, we gonna see you.
It was close enough.
Hopefully, soon. You know, September, October.
September, October.
Yeah.
So, what you say?
I just want to say, man, this is the one right here, all right? Anybody at 140, man, we coming, all right? That's all I got to say.
Well, you know what? That's great input. Because if you had it your way, Tiger, who would you be fighting at 140 next?
I'd be saying Hitchens if I had my. Come
on, Hitchens. Where you at, nigga? Where you at, nigga? Anybody at 140 can get the smoke. Hey, nigga, African booty scratching.
Oh, wow.
FightHype, we out.
Wow. It's a play on his name. This is a Shakur
Sometimes I beat him up. And like I said, get on the bike, you know, grab me, hold me, look at the grass, he do little tricky stuff that keep myself from getting shot.
I see you wearing. I heard in the corner that you and your grandfather was having a dispute. Obviously, I'm here, so I didn't hear exactly what it was, but I saw people on Twitter saying that. Was there any disputes just as far as the game plan, how you was feeling versus what he was saying?
Real quick. Little Woody says Tank will beat the shit out of Shakur's legs. Kodak says ZZZ. Shakur punches don't carry enough pop to keep Tank off him. Tank's walking him down in a different way. Facts. I think Loma will make Shakur quite honest. You think quit honestly or keep him honest? Shakur did not. R30 says Shakur did what he needed to do. Liam Paro is waiting. People were spoiled by Tank knockouts. P. Rich says, let me get this. I don't know why it's not popping up. My chat's supposed to be popping up. Hold on, give me 1 second. Copy overlay. Boom. 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 There we go. Boom. Boom. All right, there you go. Shakur just don't got the it factor. Jorge Masvidal landed more eye-catching moments. I think so too. 92 was a bad scorecard. That was too wide. Shakur won a fight Tank. No doubt. Neither was Edwin. I thought it would be majority decision Masvidal because I thought he did enough. Tank is going to make him uncomfortable from the press conference to the ring. Oh, you know it. You know Tank's going to do a whole bunch of mind games and trash talking. Ryan Garcia talk is banned moving forward. F that kid. Still remember that time. His brother got stopped too, Sean Garcia. Yeah, Mono stopped him. Clowning ass walking, topping off. I know, right? All hype and attention seeking. Ryan's a clown. Shakur's going to lose to Tank. Facts, bro. Kid is such a fraud. He's trying to be everything but himself before he's a clown. Shakur is not impressive or powerful. I wanted Shakur to stop Artem, but he's not powerful enough to do it.
He's saying that Shaki got robbed to fight before me. And you know, like all the business stuff that I got going on. He was kind of just scared that they were robbing. So he wanted me to do some more. And I was telling him I'm trying. Like, I cut him off. I was listening to him. But like I said, the dude was just trying to Shakur. To the 89 pounds, you're always keep him down on the body. And you started to will a little bit. You still think you were breaking him down and maybe couldn't get him out of there? Yeah, I was breaking him down, but like I said, he's still tough. And he said he was expecting him to be so. He'll fight back and just do a little bit to keep me from getting stopped.
I see you wearing a Lomachenko shirt with Bob Arum. Bob is saving his son from this ass. Talk to me about that the statement you trying to make with that shirt.
Huh?
Talk to me about the statement you trying to make with that shirt.
I mean, I'm just telling it like it is, but like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a boxer. I love to box. if I can't get these fights, I can't get these fights. I'm cool with it. I'm happy. I'm making millions of dollars. My family good. I'm about to go home, my family, chill out, play the game, relax a little bit, and just enjoy it. I can't force these fights to happen if these guys don't want to fight.
So talk to me about the first 3 or 4 rounds. It was a little slow pace. People started booing. Then in the 5th and 6th rounds, you picked up the pace. You started landing punches. Talk to me how you feel you performed on an entertainment level considering your last fight.
I mean, it just, at the end of the day, the first 3-4 rounds, I was kind of trying to get adjusted. He was awkward. He's not like a normal fighter. He's bouncy. So he'll give you a little feint and then throw some punches. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little adjusted. But then after a while, I'm like, all right, let me pick it up and start stepping to this dude. And I start stepping to him. Like I said, he's a okay fighter. And, he know how to survive. When guys come in, they know how to survive. And their objective is to make sure that they make it 12 rounds. They're going to do their best to do it.
Were you concerned about the entertainment level, considering you saying he came just to survive?
I mean, I did what I could. I let my hands go at times. I put a lot of punishment on him at times. He was just trying to make sure he stayed on his feet.
Shakur, congratulations on a masterclass performance. Would you be willing to sign with the PBC to get the fight with Tank, a 2-fight deal, similar to what Canelo Alvarez did?
I don't know what I'm willing to do. I got to sit at the table and find out. I don't know. I got to go back to the drawing board and see what I want to do.
Sounds good.
How would you rate your performance?
I say like a C+. Like I said, it come with it when guys come in here and they say,
damn, he said his performance was a C+. How do you feel about him kind of like not praising his performance? Does that give you a little bit more credence, I guess?
I want to survive. I want to make sure I make it to round 12. Sometimes it's hard to get these guys out, especially at the top level.
Were you aiming to knock him out? Was that a goal of yours going into this fight?
No, it wasn't. I wanted to box, but like I said, he was awkward. He had like an overseas Olympic type of style, so he bouncing a lot. So I'm like, okay, I ain't really trying to box with this dude and let him in the fight. So I kind of just stepped to him and made him waste energy, and then start touching him.
Did you learn anything from this fight with Arnold?
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch it to say like what I learned. When I go back and watch it, I see what I could do different or what I could work on.
If promoters weren't an issue, there was nothing to get over, who would you want if it was just completely up to you?
Me and Tank Davis, I want to fight the guys that's gonna come to try to fight me, to try to win, to make sure they got stuff to lose too, just like me. Not guys that want to just come here and just be a part of the show.
Can you send message to Tank Davis?
Get ready.
Considering the business side of things, how fast are you willing to get back into the ring? Considering the business side of things, are you ready to get back in the ring?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm ready to get back as soon as possible. I ain't taking punishment tonight. Everything good. I'm ready to get back in the ring as soon as possible. I mean, like I said, when you got guys coming in and they win it, survive to 12 rounds. I can hear the fans and stuff. They want to fight. This guy running all around the ring, chasing him this way, chasing that way. So it's like I try to cut off the ring, and maybe I gotta work on it a little bit more. But if I go this way, he go that way. If I go that way, he go this way. And God, he just knew how to survive. Tell him fight me.
You think he's ducking you though? You think Blowman don't want to fight you?
I mean, wouldn't that be a fun fight? Wouldn't that be somebody that come in there that try to fight, want to win?
It's unification too.
It's a fun fight. It's a fun fight. It's a fun fight to make. It's technically good. There's a lot of people probably right now like, Lomachenko beat him. He didn't stop this guy. So a lot of people probably won't even believe in me. So why not make the fight?
No, I know it's a good fight. I'm saying, do you think he wants to fight? Do you think?
No, he don't want to fight.
Shakur, Williams Zepeda scored a third round knockout today. We'll see. What are your thoughts on him? Do you want to face him?
He turned me down how many times? How many times he said no? That dude don't want to fight me. All you gonna do is come and throw a lot of punches.
Is it frustrating that the top guys don't want to fight? This is all what people are asking. Contracts, entertainment, fight this guy, fight that guy. Now it's just contracts now. Don't you know? Feel good to have that open back.
It's cool, but I feel as though like with me, I got like an unfair pedestal where everybody got me on. So they put me up here, and I understand. I get it. I want to be up there, but just be a little bit more fair with the criticizing.
Talk to me about your trunks. It said Twitterson. That was a nickname Edwin De Los Santos gave you.
I got a running shoe up here too.
Okay.
Yeah. What is that? What's on the jacket?
Oh, talk to me about deciding to put Twitterson on your trunks.
Because that's what they call me. They say I'm on Twitterson. All I do is run. This fight, I told y'all, I said, Artem, do not run. Don't get in there and run. And he did exactly what I said he was going to do. So, hey, like I said, I came in there and tried my best to get a stoppage. Didn't happen, and we back to the room.
Do you feel bad for Shockey, the way that fight went down? Did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I thought he clearly won. That was like a clear day when I was watching every round, even from the round one. The judges may have saw the dude coming forward, but Shockey was picking the better shots. And he won the fight, so that was sad to see. I don't think that was right.
Was that on your mind at all in your performance? Like, hey, one guy dominated, didn't get the win, was that on your mind at all?
That was part of the conversation with my grandfather. I told him, like, if they rob me, I'm done with boxing.
All right, thanks, guys.
If you don't get the fights at 135, would you respect to 140?
Huh?
If you don't get the fights at 135, would you respect to 140?
We don't know what the future holds, man.
All right, that's Shakur's post. Kind of address some of the stuff. Some other videos I want to peek. Oscar Valdez.
All there, being very unfocused because of the whole positive substance. It's true. That's how I've always been. I mean, if it makes sense.
Chief would get bullied and stopped at 147. Goes there. That's a tall
task. The reason why we fight in Vegas, because Vegas pays. There's a reason why we fight in Arizona maybe, because Arizona's been paying maybe. So if Brazil pays, obviously, I mean, it's not like we're asking for much. It's like whatever better option payday is out there, we're gonna take it. Not just for me. I'm pretty sure he's on board on that. He wants to get as much. What would I have to do is be a smarter fighter, especially coming here to these fights,
This question, because obviously it's something that you've dealt with in the past, but Ryan Garcia's got his own set of issues going on currently. Do you think the punishment that he received from the New York State Athletic Commission was fair and was on par with his actual actions that he took?
I mean, he said it before, there's fighters who got popped with certain substance. He mentioned my name, he mentioned, obviously, the real bad ones, like steroids or other fighters. I mean, I do agree with substance that came out. I'm not.
Frank Zappa said, "Goddamn, I'm proud of Nate Diaz tonight. Robson activity won him the fight. Probably. Makes sense, It was a fight that Foster could have maybe did a lot of things to probably prevent from happening.
Here, you want to jump in?
So we obviously got Robson right here.
Translate it for us?
Of course.
Of course. I gotta ask you my question. When did you schedule to do the tattoo? Do you have an appointment?
Tenho que fazer a minha pergunta. Quando é que está marcado para fazer a tatuagem? Já está marcado ou não?
Assim que chegar no Brasil, eu descanso um dia, no outro dia eu já vou direto fazer tatuagem.
As soon as I get to Brazil, I'm just going to rest for one day, the following day, boom.
You already have a tattoo artist?
Já tem o tatuador?
Já. Agora vamos enviar a foto para ele, do cinturão, para ele fazer direitinho lá, para chegar só colocar no lugar.
Yeah, I do. I'm just going to send a proper picture of the belts, so as soon as I get there, it's already ready to just do it, and that's it.
Let's talk a little bit about the fight out there. How tough was it, or was it easy for you?
Vamos falar um pouco da luta. Como é que foi? Foi assim difícil ou foi fácil para você?
Muito difícil. Foster se movimentou demais e isso me complicou bastante. Eu não consegui combinar o tanto de golpe que eu havia programado para atirar, então isso me frustrou um pouco, mas graças a Deus é meu trabalho juntamente com a minha equipe, eu saí com a vitória.
It was actually very, very hard. He was actually moving a lot, so I couldn't really strike all the strikes that I wanted, that I trained. But this is also the result of great work and hard work for my team. So we're able to get the victory, but it was pretty hard.
Did you guys have a chance to talk up there after the fight? Shaki was pretty upset with the decision. He was shocked when he heard NDU.
Between who? Him and
Shaki, yeah. I know it's different language, but you know.
O Shaki, pelos vistos, ficou muito chateado com o resultado. Será que vocês conseguiram, independentemente da diferença da linguagem, comunicar um com o outro? Você percebeu essa frustração? Ele conseguiu comunicar alguma coisa para você, ou nessa altura você já estava a prestar atenção a ele?
Já não estava mais prestando atenção a ele. Ninguém gosta de perder, né? Realmente ninguém gosta de perder. Foi uma luta muito difícil, muito equilibrada. Eu saí com uma pouca vantagem, então ganhei. Minha garra, minha determinação me fez me tornar campeão. Busquei muito a luta. Ele não queria lutar. Então isso foi um pouco mais tranquilo enquanto a isso, porque ele não queria lutar e eu busquei a luta o tempo todo e saí com a vitória.
Quite frankly, I wasn't really paying attention to him. I mean, I understand that losing is quite frustrating. But regarding the fight, it was pretty even, pretty tight. But I was able to just, go after the fight. Apparently, he didn't come to fight. He didn't seem to really want to fight me. But I really wanted to fight him, and I went after the victory, and that's it.
Considering the past, do you want Oscar Valdez next?
Tendo em conta o passado, você quer o Oscar Valdez agora e de seguida?
Com certeza, já pedi essa luta, já falei inclusive com o Oscar Valdez, já chamei ele já aceitou, né? Quem não aceita, então espero a Top Rank, Bob Arum decidir aí qual é o meu próximo destino.
Yes, I already spoke to him actually after the fight today.
Oh, really?
Yes, so I'm just hoping that Bobby Arum sets it up, and that's it. That's going to be the next fight.
We would like to know what you were talking about with Oscar. What was your, reaction to him being here and all that?
Nós gostávamos de saber como é que foi a sua reação com a presença do Oscar aqui, o facto de ele estar aqui, como é que você reagiu, o que é que lhe falou.
Bom, a primeira vez que eu vi ele, eu fiquei surpreso, né? Realmente não esperava que eu encontrasse com ele em uma entrevista que eu fiz. Então, hoje eu já sabia que ele estava aqui. Ontem, na entrevista, eu não sabia, fiquei totalmente surpreso. E desde ontem que eu já chamo ele, já sabia que eu sairia campeão. E desde ontem que eu já desafio ele.
I really didn't know. Actually, I was pretty surprised. Actually, today I knew that it was actually around here, but yesterday I didn't. I didn't know that I would cross bets with him in one of my interviews. But since I've seen him yesterday, I've been telling him we have to fight again. We have to fight again. Ever since I've seen him yesterday, so that's it.
If he's watching right now, look in my camera and send him a message.
Se ele estiver olhando neste momento, olha aqui para a câmera da menina e manda uma mensagem para o Oscar Valdez.
Oscar Valdez, já lutei contigo 2 vezes em sua casa. Agora eu espero por você, talvez na minha casa, quem sabe, no Brasil, Salvador de Bahia, ou em qualquer outro lugar. Eu luto com você até em sua casa novamente. Porém, espero por você. Vamos fazer isso acontecer mais uma vez, pela 3ª vez. Espero por você.
Oscar Valdez already fought you twice at your place, at your home. I would like to invite you to come to my place in Brazil, Salvador da Bahia, or whatever you want. Even if you want it at your place, we'll just do it again at your hometown, and that's it. Let's just make it happen.
You've challenged for the world title so many times. When you heard the words and knew, what was going through your mind?
Você já é a 4ª vez que está a candidatar ao título mundial. Quando ouviu, e agora, o novo... O que é que você pensou?
I agree, Fabio.
Passou todo o meu trabalho, toda a dificuldade que eu passei para chegar aqui, né? As outras 3 disputas, algumas lesões que eu sofri durante o passado tempo. Então, toda a dificuldade que eu passei até chegar aqui, eu lembrei daqueles momentos. Então, foi um momento de muita felicidade e orgulho do meu trabalho juntamente com a minha equipe.
Throughout the time, I was able to think. I mean, as I was listening to that, I just thought of all the opportunities that I've had, the path up until now, the injuries, the path that me and my team were able to do it. So that's pretty much what I had in mind. Our path, the collective work that we've been developing, and this is a result.
Foster wants a rematch. Would you entertain the rematch? Well, Shaki Foster, he wanted the rematch. Would you entertain the rematch? Would you have a rematch?
Se por acaso the fight, prized by Oscar Valdez,
eu estarei sempre pronto para o que vier pela frente. Talvez Osasco, Oscar Valdez, eu estarei sempre pronto.
I would always be ready, whether it's Shaqy or Oscar Valdez. I'll be always ready.
Robson, Kevin Garcia with FightHype. Just a quick question. Were you at all surprised by the decision, especially with some of the crowd reaction throughout the fight?
I'm
not really surprised. I just think that probably could have been a better fight, and I could have showed a better boxing and more objective boxing, striking more often, like I've actually prepared myself for. But I was actually moving around, kept on moving, and that was what made it hard. And that's why it wasn't the best that it could have been.
Got it.
Robson, primeiramente, parabéns em nome.
All right. Oh boy. Teofimo Lowe.
Alright, man. More to come for him too, especially on a great platform like Amio. You guys definitely.
I'm trying to get like my man. I want to be undisputed. He inspires me, even though he's younger than me. He inspires me because he's great.
Hey, we inspire each other though. At the end of it all, that's what it's all about. Making boxing great again.
That's
You need
right,
guys like
baby.
us. Let's go, baby.
Both you guys, what'd you make of the main event?
What a fight, man. What a show. Hey, shout out to Solomon, shout out to Famio, shout out to everybody that's actually been here to really make this a big thing, you know. So overall, guys like him, they did a phenomenal job on the undercard and everything, co-main event. I mean, what more can we want? This is what we need for boxing.
Tio, did you catch the Shakur fight on the app, or?
Man, ain't nobody watching that shit.
Did you hear what happened?
No, I didn't.
There was a decision.
Huh?
People walked out.
People walked out?
Well, I don't know about
well,
that. It
it's
was a
his last
decision.
fight with Top Rank, so good riddance. All right, then.
Damn.
Yeah, well, hey, to
He
everybody.
called out Lomachenko and Tank after this.
Nobody's going to care about that. Yeah, man.
Nah, look, last thing, what do you think about Ryan's situation?
Man, ask this man. He just won tonight. Ask him.
We're going to get to him.
Ask him.
We don't get to see you, bro. We just want your quick thoughts, Ryan. What do you think about his match?
You know what I'm saying? But hey,
There you go. He gave you permission.
overall, man, I mean, look, this is what it's all about. We want to see the best fight the best. You know, look, for him to fight in that type of step up and caliber, right? Like a legend of himself, like Danny Jacobs, bro, to do his thing tonight. Overall, I didn't get to really witness it firsthand. People say he looks phenomenal. Look at his face. I mean, it speaks volumes right there. So that's what it's all about. And I love shit like this, man.
What advice would you give him for Islandi Lara? He called out Lara. He wants that fight now. Title fight.
Yeah, give it to him now. He's ready. Give it to him. I see what he's trying to do, and that's how you got to do it. You got to fight the best. You got to go after the guys that so-called are the best, and just sort of prove that he is the only best.
Like Bam said, right? I'm the legend killer.
There you go.
Let's go.
Exactly.
I'm the
I love
legend
that.
killer.
Yeah, Bam Rodriguez, that boy is nasty.
Hey, that boy's nasty. I can't wait
nasty
to see
work.
him fight again.
Nasty work.
Tio
man.
told me he's ready to move 154, 160, 68, 75. He's ready to cruiserweight anybody.
I'm a heavyweight on midget legs, man. Fuck it.
Hey, listen, my dad said the same thing when he was in the same weight class. He was like, listen, I'll fight anybody. If I fight Mike Tyson, I'll fight whoever, I'm knocking their ass out.
Exactly.
That's the way he feels.
It's that mentality, man. Throwback fighters, right? Exactly. And he has a living proof to it, so it's great. Overall, it's phenomenal, man. Enjoy your family again. You guys, you know.
When we see you back
get
there,
back. We're talking about September, you know. So
I'm not sure. I'm waiting, Frank, to see what we get in.
I'm already in the gym. I already went back 72 hours after my fight.
You never leave.
No.
You live
there.
here.
Yeah, got to.
Yes,
Especially
sir.
more than ever. Once you make it to there, I'm gonna tell you, everybody want to talk, but I want to see how far I can push it. Yeah, because we don't want them to
knock
catch
you
up.
down. Everybody want to knock them legs under.
Exactly. So, you know, we ain't trying to have them catch up.
I remember my dad said, it's hard to be a world champion. It's 10 times harder to keep it.
Exactly.
It's 10 times harder
Oh,
to
no,
keep
for
it.
sure. Everybody wants it. That's why I fought a guy like Steve Plackett. A guy that's underrated, a guy that wants it really bad. Something like how I wanted that hunger.
Speaking of that, Shakur has said that I never fought a guy with 7 losses.
Yeah.
Tiger gave a great account
But he
of
just fought a
himself.
guy that had only 7 KOs. And like, what was it, 12-1? What was it? His record. Nobody knows. Come on, guys. Don't come at me. Come on. I've done my work. Two-time linear world champion. We've done our job.
There you go. What's your
There you go.
Just as a fan, what would be Shakur's value as a free agent? Like,
do what they give me, $2 million. That's where his value is at. My value should be on the opposite end, but hey, he got to.
Real quick pause. My boy Daniel Navarrete, $2 super chat. My brother, what's up, man? TFM need to leave Top Rank. No exposure. What's up, man? What you thinking about the fights tonight? We just going through all the footage and stuff that's coming through today, man. R-Story says he's untouched because he didn't box. Tio is funny. Vince says, are they dating? Puerto Rican King, Kid KG, man. What's up, brother, man? What you think about that Shakur Stevenson fight, man? You know, he part Puerto Rican, so, you know, it's...
A great management team. They know how to move him. For me, though, I'm getting how can I say? I'm like a Burberry or Gucci or...
I gotta give a more proper introduction. My boy... I said my kid. Really, that's the New York thing. He was schooling me on it. The Puerto Rican kid, my boy. That's what I want to say, but my kid. My boy, Kid KG, covered the Shakur Stevenson fight from top to bottom all week. So a lot of the footage from there that I'll be playing is from more likely him. So appreciate you getting that good content. We're going through, we're watching all this shit right now. And then this stuff is from my boy Frankie out on the West Coast, so.
Italian clothing, you know, but they pay me great value. So
when can we start seeing those unifications to you at 140?
Come again?
When can we start seeing those unifications for you at 140?
Hey, don't ask me, ask those guys. I'm the ring, I'm the champion, I'm the king. I'm the only one last in my weight division. Everybody lost. I'm the only one standing.
You would be considered a lineal king, right?
Exactly.
No, he is a lineal.
I am. I'm lineal. 2-time lineal in 2 weight divisions. We're trying to go for a third. The third is Crawford. So, you know. Yeah, man. Hey, aim for greatness. Right. And I'm also aiming for a 3-divisional world champion at 27. So just a lot of things, man. We're trying to make more records, break more records, make shit happen that they haven't seen yet. You know?
Because you love boxing, huh?
I love boxing. This is what made me. So the only thing we can do is make it back. You know, it never stops. It never ends. Success, there's no such thing as too much.
Yeah, he put ZZZ, boy. ZZZ. Who you got on Tank versus Shakur? KG. I'm right now edging Tank. I'm edging like a 55-45.
Yeah.
Both just came out great wins.
Hell yeah.
Both just came out.
I won last weekend. He won this weekend. I mean, this is what we need, though, and it's great to see his face again, man. Wow, what a great job, man.
Let's see what is up. What else is up there? You know, I do want to see this Cormel and Floyd stuff.
The best gym in Vegas. You know, we grew up idolizing Floyd, so you know, we went right to go there at least once.
And how old was he when he first came in the gym? 8 years old.
Would he remind you of anyone, Floyd? Maybe a little bit of yourself, something?
I think I don't want, my thing is never to say a fighter is like another fighter, but Carmel is Carmel. Great talent. It's all up to him how far you want to go. You know, you guys see what I can do with fighters. Badu, Jack, the list goes on and on. I'm able to take fighters to that next level.
Tank, you help Tank a lot too?
We don't got to speak. We don't got to call certain names out. They know that I can put fighters in position to do what they got to do. Their job is to go out there and win. My job is to put them in the...
Shakur hasn't done anything to make me believe at 135 just yet. Makes sense. R30 says I wish boxing was more like UFC, where the best of the best, no skipping fights. Raphael 32, love Shakur, should have at least tried to get Artem out there. He didn't cut off the ring, and he even admitted to it. Like, that was my criticism in it, that he wasn't able to get his lead foot outside and cut him off. So why is Moulton built like a Roblox bodybuilder? Cormel's another Tank.
Certain position for them to have an opportunity to accomplish what they want to accomplish.
You know, Floyd, right before the bell rang for the first round, you said something in his ear. I think that has a lot to do with how he carries himself, very mature, composed. What did you say in his ear, and how much does that actually impact you, Carmel?
Well, we don't really want to tell. Our thing is never to reveal secrets. We talk about certain things. He may get on camera and say, "Oh, Floyd said this," but it may not be true because I got the remedy. I know how to win. I know what it takes. And with me having the remedy and knowing how to win and know what it takes, you don't always reveal it to the world. So you know what I tell him. But I may tell him something that he tell you guys something totally different. And he don't supposed to tell you guys what I tell you. He can tell you somewhat of it, but not reveal the secret.
Obviously, it's important, Floyd. Just asking.
$2 super chat with my boy Daniel Navarrete. What's up, brother? Really the super chat king. Shakur's boring, 100%. Garcia versus Vargas was way more exciting. There was a lot more exciting fights, a lot less technical fights on the Masvidal Nate Diaz, but yeah, it was more entertaining and value on that card. But you know, really as boxing fans, we know where the better skill set was. But Jonathan Perez, what do you think about the Diaz fight? I thought Masvidal won the fight. But I would have been cool with a draw, or if Nate did edge it, because, you know, the second half, Nate was putting a lot of pressure on. And, but the 8-2 scorecards was way too wide, Jonathan. I thought that shit was way, way, way too wide. They said Cormac Tank, he built he built like an entire aircraft carrier flight clone, another tank.
In contrast to how, you know, Ryan had a big 4th of July week himself. I don't know if you got a chance to see how his Twitter feed was going.
Oh, no. You're not going to get me involved in that. That's not my thing. I'm here to talk about Camille. I'm here to stay positive, talk about Camille, what my fighters do, and about me helping my fighters, and me being positive, talking about family, I'm here with the promotions, and that's what I'm here to talk about. Something negative, I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
John Gotti III, are you knocking him out?
I'm putting on a show.
Last time it ended in a big note, it went crazy viral.
That was unbelievable. I think the last time we went out there, we performed, we had a ball. I feel like the people enjoyed it. I think they're going to enjoy it this time.
You're a big basketball guy. Any advice for Bronny? He just made it to the Lakers. He's playing with his dad.
I already spoke about that on my social media page. I want to see all young athletes do good. Why not? You know, I had my time, just like LeBron had his time. LeBron still got his time. He's still performing well, and we still want to see LeBron do good as well as his son.
110 million for 2 years. That's almost like Mayweather. You do that one night.
I'm proud of him, no matter what. I'm not here to count another man's pocket. I'm proud of LeBron James as well as his son.
Okay, I talked to Carmel before the fight. He wants to fight for the title ASAP. How fast do you think he's ready? 130, right? I think Oshaki lost tonight, by the way.
He did?
Yeah, it was close. I thought he got robbed, but it's boxing.
I was watching it. He looked like he was dominating from what I seen a little bit when I was warming up. When I looked over, it looked like he was outboxing.
130 champ Oshaki Foster from Houston. He fought tonight on the Shakur card.
Did Shakur fight yet?
No.
Fight right now.
Hey, yo, don't we got Kevin on this? Family, yo! Sullivan!
You ready for the champ?
You know, we're going to get back in the gym and make sure I'm ready when the time comes.
That's it.
What's going on with the...
Hey, yo, we actually, I didn't play it, but my boy KG got actual Fabio the Rapper reaction. But yeah, we do lives here. I'm picking them up a lot more. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing. I've been at a lot of fights. Just got a new kid, so. But these lives are supposed to be going on all the time, so we're gonna have a lot of FightHype lives.
Man, what is going on with that dude, buddy?
Pop, what you think about your son?
I'm very proud of him. He's great.
Your face looks clean like you haven't fought yet.
That boy took an ass. I can hear him.
An entire stadium cheering for you. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels great. You know, I feel the atmosphere. You know, it just definitely like just one more. Just want to go out there. I'm ready to fight again. You know, it felt great. So just love it.
You fought a guy with 18 fights that has more knockouts than you have fights. How did it feel? You stopped him.
Yeah. You know, he definitely had that experience. You know, him being older too. But I knew it wasn't going to help him at all. I knew I was ready. I believe in my skill.
Arthur says tough being a Floyd fighter. His shadows so large. Yeah, but you got to make your own lane. You know, there's always an opportunity for yourself to grow.
Set and what I'm able to do in the ring, so it showed.
You are the greatest fighter of all time. In the locker room, he came to talk to you before the fight. What did he tell you?
Just told me, you know, there's no pressure, just like a sparring match. You know, go out there, take my time, use my boxing ability, and so I did.
And bro, how do you the whole experience? You took a fight at a 3-day notice and you stole the show.
That's what I'm gonna keep doing. Whenever I fight on these cards, I'm putting on a great performance, and so hopefully the main event, does their thing, because they will be getting outshined until I become the main event.
So what's your next fight? People who love you and support you?
Just keep supporting me. I appreciate all y'all. I'm back in the gym Monday. So.
Real quick, for a lot of people who don't know, that's still in here in the stream, rocking late night, just kind of kicking it. Cormel's brother on the right, he's gonna start. I think he's starting his amateur fights. Yeah, I did an interview with both these guys, and he's just this little kid I see at the Mayweather boxing gym. He's lacing his gloves up, doing some stuff. So there's a chance that you might not just see Cormel, but his brother as well.
So
What did you see that from Mayweather behind you?
That for me, everything. It's a dream come true. For any fighter to have their favorite fighter that they look up to be supporting them. I do it fully supports me, so it's a dream come true.
Champ, any comment on his performance?
It's just nice. So it's just nice. I don't want to steal the shine. So he basically said, "What all he had to say." I'm just proud of him. And I'm just happy that I'm able to put him in a position to accomplish the things that he want to accomplish. Any fighter that's involved with me, if I'm able to put him in a position to accomplish certain things, then I'm here. I'm proud of him, and he did great tonight.
So do you think we could see him on your card in Mexico?
A lot of my fighters are fighting in Mexico on my undercard, my exhibition. A lot of fighters.
Emma Tron, I want Jorge to win so Neon gets more attention. So, shout out KG for that Fabio reaction. Time to sleep though. Yeah, no worries. It's up there, Fabio. When you wake up, just check the channel. It's up there. So, get some sleep, Fabio.
We got Camille. We got another kid. Who? We got a lot of. There's so many fighters that we got fighting. It's probably I got 6 or 7 fighters that I got fighting, and I want them all to do good. I'm part of all the young fighters that's under the Mayweather Promotions banner, and I just want to help. I just want to continue to help take fighters to the next level. But I want to say, thank you to Fabio, Solomon, as well as Sean for us working together, making this happen. Just us. This is not my first time working with Fabio. Actually, we worked together on the Logan Paul fight. We did record-breaking numbers. So Fabio, I'm proud of you guys, and let's continue to work together.
Absolutely. Big things in the future. Big things in the future. You already know. Shit. Over 20-some years. Solomon, his family, his son is a big fan of you. Where's your son? Where's Rocky?
Rock? We get him. Rock.
Solomon, how good did he look tonight?
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Who's Rock?
Oh, Roger's not here.
He's not here?
No, it's a girl.
Well, bring the girl.
Can I check your ID? I think you're 38 and not 18.
Come on, how are you so composed, man? You got all the spotlight. You got Floyd following you.
Yeah, they look like you.
No, this one look like you.
Yeah, I know. I said.
This is Floyd Mayweather, and this is Cornell.
She look like her mother.
Congratulations.
They had to come out for this week.
Are you back in the gym tomorrow or stay off?
Not tomorrow, Monday though. When I get back to Vegas.
What age did you walk into the gym and made you different?
That's probably 9. Been going there ever since.
You never look back. Why did your dad decide on that gym?
That's the best gym.
Actually, every opponent that Solomon sent me or Sean sent me an opponent. Appreciate it, right? Every time they send me an opponent, no matter what opponent it was, they said yes. They could be an opponent 10-0, 20-0, 20-15. They didn't care. They said yes. Whoever, yes. That's the mentality to have. So
He got the right mentality. So he should be okay.
You talking about him and Leonard going separate ways?
Well, just because.
Nate, there's a Nate Diaz reaction. I got a couple more I'm gonna watch, and then I'm
It's like one in one. You ask me one in one. Like, I want the Look at the price.
What's the kick? What's the kick?
Hey, check it out.
Hey, all that's behind you now? Huh? The beef's behind you now? No beef?
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Fucking, he squashed it for us. You know, the whole time I was thinking some shit was about to pop off. Trying to stay on my toes. I wasn't even really drinking just to make sure that, everything kind of stayed mellow and shit. Just in case if anybody was looking for, the light-skinned man with the 2 braids, I was, prepared for anything. But great win by Nate. We ain't got to worry about the bullshit, the beef. There ain't no more beef, just nothing but 2 professional athletes going at it, squashing it, and it's done. So
did you run into Capitino at all, the trainer, and just like have a moment of like, okay, we good, like no beef? Or...
Yeah, he actually we didn't really have no real words, but it was like when he see me, because he see me in the back of the club, and when he looked at me, he just shook his head like,
we
and
good,
I shook my head.
That's cool, man. I'm glad y'all figured that out, man. It's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
No more bad blood.
He took that to the head. Hey, you didn't catch Neon? Almost. You all the way to the parking structure. What happened there? Like things just went blank after that. When you guys got in the parking structure. What did he say when you caught him there in the parking lot? Like that little section.
I plead the fifth, brother.
Sell-out crowd, 18,000.
18,000. God. Well, no. This is all fine. Just started. I'm gonna go shower. He's gonna shower. We're 20 out. Okay. Yeah. I'll get ready quick. Take 15 minutes.
Don't rush.
Yeah.
You just won.
Great.
Sorry.
Alright, I think I'm going to end it there. There's still a lot of content that's still flowing up, and I kind of just want to recap. Very short. I've already kind of said everything I needed to say. Where's my theme music? That was funny watching him chase that guy in the parking lot. Absolutely. Let's see. What's your next event, bro? I think it's a top ranked fight. I think it's the Janabek card. Janabek. Shit, is that next week? Yeah, next week. I got a fight to cover. Janabek will be defending his unified titles. Raymond Muay Thai will be facing Tevin Farmer, which I have 2 interviews with. I got one with Raymond that's going to be dropping next week. Tevin Farmer, I just interviewed him the other day. That's going to be dropping next week. Ruben Villas on the card. It's kind of one of those, like, lukewarm cards, but that'll be my next card. And then after that, I would be getting ready to fly out to LA to cover Terrence Bud Crawford versus Madrimov and that really loaded card. So, yeah, And then after that, I think I have Virgil Ortiz or a Caleb Plant or two. I don't know, but I got some fights to cover. I think in August. So, but yeah, that'll be my next fight, Daniel. So, too bad I didn't get you were supposed to hit me up so can link up at the Tank versus Frank fight. But be plenty of opportunities, you know what I mean? So, but just kind of winding down. I've said everything on the stream pretty much. Shakur Stevenson got the win. He erased the De Los Santos fight in my mind, but you know, comparing Tank, how he did against Frank, and Shakur did Artem. Styles make fights. Shakur did his thing. Really, I really don't have anything bad to say about Shakur, but really, we all know that this really comes down to Shakur versus Frank. Shakur versus Tank. And does Shakur beat Tank after tonight and how Tank looked against Frank? I'm going to ride the hype a little bit, and I'm going to side with Tank for right now. I'm going to be back and forth. I'm very fickle on it. And really, at the end of the day, we will be we'll be ready to get that fight one day, hopefully. And I'm excited. You know, I think both those guys are extremely talented. And I think the time that they step in the ring, it will matter. And I think it will be a big fight. And let the best man win. You know, so I know that Coach Kenny Ellis and Coach Calvin's watching the fight. They're intelligent coaches. And I know Tank's watching the fight. So, Ace, shout out to GTD and Rise Podcast. Gorilla, we coming. Oh, for sure, man. Like I said, I was very on the fence 50-50. I might even have Shakur, but I'm very fickle, just like any boxing fan. I thought Shakur did his thing. But right now, I just think right now Tank is in his element. And I think it's going to be one of those super high IQ fights, which might end with Tank landing a bomb. And if Shakur can take it. So, Pitbull versus Ryan was the real main event. Man, I'm ready for that fight. I'm going to try to go to Crawford fight since it's in LA and I'm in San Diego. Yeah, yo, hit me up. You know, you got my IG, Daniel. Just let me know. And I'll be out there. You guys are real hardcore fight fans. Thanks for letting me hang out. Have a great night. Of course, Frank. Frank, when these lives come up, just pop in. You know, we just boxing guys, right? And I try my best to give you my honest opinion, but also fair. You know, we're all human, so we definitely have biases, right? So I will omit to my bias. I will admit to my bias. It's the actual way of saying admit to my bias. And I'm not afraid to tell you my honest opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm blessed to be on this platform. I cover boxing for a living. I get to talk to these guys. I'm sure you might have heard some of my interviews. Probably never got to see what I look like. But I'm blessed. And I appreciate the platform, Ben Thompson, for allowing me once again to be on this platform, do these lives, cover the fights, get credentials. I've been doing this for quite some time now. And that's how I feed my family. So appreciate you guys coming in the stream, supporting me, because without you guys, you know, there'd be no one watching this stuff, and it wouldn't really give me an opportunity to do this full time. So once again, I appreciate all you guys. Eric Bell, Cormel got a little younger. Mike Tyson, eye, facial complexion, although Tyson darker, but Moan also looks like lightweight legend. Jack, a brother before both our time. Cormel was another talented prospect that I got to bless on the fight. Like, you know, when I mean bless is like do the first interview and get him on FightHype. A lot of these guys, I've done their first interviews from Keyshawn, Cormel, Shushu, you know, and just kind of now seeing where they're at and where they're coming into their professional careers. Pretty cool, you know. So my job is just to bring them to you guys, and their job is to win. And then our job as boxing fans to debate, congregate, and, you know, have some good time. So I'm going to have a lot more content rolling out. I'm doing a lot of stuff in my personal life at the moment, so kind of slow down the lives for a little bit. But lives will be going. And plus, really, to be honest, I didn't really want to go too much on this Ryan and Devin stuff because it's just, there's a lot of negativity, and there's only so much I can re-explain how the stuff that Ryan's saying is affecting people in a negative way. So it's not really the funnest times, but whatever. We're almost past that storm and back to original boxing. And other than that, keep it locked here on FightHype. There's still a lot more content coming up. I know that there's going to be post-conferences of Nate Diaz. Tank walks down Shakur. Yeah, I'm favoring Tank right now. David Benavidez interview coming soon. Maybe I'll go reach out to David. I don't know what more I can ask David. Nothing's really changed from his fight that he just had that I could ask him or even think to. Because all the topics really about Ryan Garcia dropping the N-bomb and things of that nature. So I think it'd be good to kind of get David at a time where there's actual substance to him, because there's only so much we can talk about Canelo, and there's some shifts in his divisions or shifts in his career. So thank you and best of luck to you. You have a really good ad. I appreciate it, Frank. Appreciate you being here, man. Eric Bell, I'll definitely be in your lives, future lives. I appreciate you. And I've been saying this for a while. I'm gonna get live call-ins. I just haven't really got the time to set it up. I mean, I do have the time. I just been procrastinating. So I'm gonna get that so that you guys can call. We can actually chat together. All right. Nice show, bro. Keep up the great content. Appreciate it, R Sturdy. So I really want you guys to be engaged more than just texting in here. So, and of course, man, appreciate it. That's all going to the Dave Cornell. I mean, not Cornell. Jesus. How do I get your... I gotta get your super chat up. My boy, there we go. Is it up? There we go. Daniel Navarrete. Super chat king, man. Benavidez interview. What do you think of the Canelo shit show? I mean, look. I can hunt him down. And we can do... I can get his dad. I can try to get him. And, you know what? There is stuff to talk about David. What do you think about Chris Eubank, Charlo? None of that stuff is legitimate, but, those are warrant things. And you already know what he's going to say. It's, hey, Canelo is not wanting to fight me. He'd rather fight. What has Chris Eubank done to earn a fight that I, myself, has been the mandatory for X amount of years? I think really it'd be interesting to hear why Canelo would choose a Chris Eubank over David Benavidez. Could it possibly mean that he would entertain a Terrence Crawford fight, if that's true? Because why else would he fight Chris Eubank, right? But yeah, there is a little, what you would call a Canelo shit show. King Sakuna. Shakur has the opposite problem that Crawford does, in my opinion. One is all defense, no offense. The other is all offense, no defense. I think Crawford has a level of defense, but I get what you're saying. Which is going to make this Madrimov fight very interesting because of the fact that he's going to want to fight. He's going to want to fight Madrimov. So the fight is either going to be easy or going to be a tough one for Bud. But I think Bud gets through it. But I think Shakur's problem is just simply the fact that he just hasn't had an opportunity to show himself at a high-level fight, which warrants the respect from the boxing fans. The boxing fans are looking at Shakur as kind of like a guy who's fought at his with his opposition. He's pretty much dominated, but there's no substance or names that I think fans feel that will put him on the edge to beat a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis. And so he's trying to have to prove that with the names that he got. So he's always going to be the superstar and the guy that has to come up and fight the fights that won't necessarily get him the credit. And he really doesn't have certain guys that's jumping out wanting to fight him. So I think his last opponent was at least 200 fight night. Ask about his injuries. This is true. I mean, we did. He talked about his cuts and his and stuff like that. But I'm gonna look. If I interview David Benavidez, I'm gonna shout you out, Daniel. So get your phone ready to screen record because I'm gonna have him shout you out big time. So, but other than that, I know it's late on the East Coast. I appreciate if you're rocking from another country. I know the West Coast is 12, so Young Poppy, didn't Shakur wanted to fight Pitbull? Yikes. He did want to fight Pitbull, but Pitbull chose to go another direction. So, unfortunately, as us fight fans, that's another missed opportunity. But he will be fighting Rayo Venezuela, so I will be at that fight to cover that. Will Samson make Canelo an offer before Canelo makes his decision? And real question, Samson can't make Canelo an offer. You know that. I thought they would have at least offered $100 million. You know, Samson can't make no offer. As long as you've been boxing, man, Samson can't make no offer. Canelo is the one that will bless you if you're gonna get the fight. Can't offer Canelo. Now, unless Turkey Ali Sheik out here throwing some $200, $300 million that Canelo's asking for, but money talks. So, yeah, when Canelo said, last time Canelo talked about money, I tried, that was actually you when I asked him, like, hey, 150, 200 million still? And he said, yep. Match him off for the upset, man. I don't know, man. I got Bud, Terrence Bud Crawford. I'm biased for that. But really, at the end of the day, it should be a good fight. I think it should be a fight that will be exciting until it lasts. I think Bud would eventually break him down and maybe a stoppage. But we've seen stranger things in boxing than Bud losing to Majumov. So anything's possible, right? Then why is he asking for $200 million? You're saying the Samsung offered $100 million, and then he's kind of countering saying no, $200 million. I mean, that's the offer. I mean, that's what Canelo wants. So if Samsung has $200 million ready for Canelo, he gave his number. Is he gonna get it? We'll see. You gotta start high, right, and then negotiate down. So, but I'm gonna call it quits. Daniel, my guy, I could chat with you forever. I think I've been on the stream for, let's see, 7 hours? Probably a 7-hour stream. So I'm gonna kind of wind down, get some food, chill out. It looks like he's asking someone to offer it. He is. And the question is, will Turkey make it? Probably not. Turkey's probably going to try to make this Crawford fight. Like, everything points towards it, in my opinion, if he fights Chris Eubank. Right? Like, where would Canelo and Chris Eubank fight probably be at? Probably, like, it'll probably make more sense overseas, right? And then if Canelo's entertaining Chris Eubank fight, which Chris Eubank, depending if he's still being trained by Bomac or working with Bomac, kind of can get a taste of some of that. And then, yeah, Terrence Bud Crawford, 2 pound for pound guys going at it. One daring to be great, But, good night, G, keeping it up. Yeah, I'm getting fatigued, my brother. But, I'm going to look through the internet to make sure I didn't miss anything. And if you're just jumping in, just go to the page. There's so much content. Like, so much content, right? That you could be watching and peeping, right? So, head over to the main site. Check out. There's content constantly rolling. Like, you can see, we just got something that just dropped 12 minutes ago, 23 minutes ago, 41 minutes ago, an hour. So, King, all right, bro, take it easy. Have a good night. Absolutely. Yo, JR, what's up, brother? I'm ending the stream, man. I'm tired as shit. I had like a 7-8 hour stream. I'm dead tired. So, I'm sure you're at the Shakur Stevenson fight, probably taking pictures. Probably had a good time, right? So, you'll be seeing me out in the DC area, in the Philly area, and East Coast soon, JR. We'll be linking up as always, man. For everyone that's still in here, the Boxing Source. Yeah, I feel I'm tired, bro. I did like a 7-hour stream today. Head over there, show some support. He does interviews. He was at the Shakur Stevenson Fight Week. I think I heard you asking questions to Shakur this week. So, doing good work, great pictures, good interviews. Genuinely a nice guy in the sport of boxing. It's hard to find a lot of good, nice guys in boxing, you know. And, yeah, I'll hit you up, JR, man. Later, bro. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and peace. Play my outro music.